Yo, hello. Sorry I'm running late today. Hello, how are we doing today? Thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Mikey and welcome to Hellstormwargaming. I apologize, I had something to sort this morning. I'm running a couple of minutes late, so apologies. I was actually late today, so if you'd like to spam late storming chat, feel free, and I'll take it on the chin because I do deserve it. We've got a lot to go through today. We have the Titus painting competition announcement initially. That's going to be our first thing we're going to be covering today. We're going to look at some Reddit drama. And then we're going to maybe watch some videos, I think. I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan. We're going to call it Reddit drama. What do you need to attend your first tournament? There's so much fun. There's so much to go over it. So it's no fun if you accept it. I'll accept it today, so I do apologize. I apologize for being late. But I hope you all do well. Welcome in. How have you been up to for the last couple of days? If you weren't here Monday, let me know what you did at the weekend. I'm just going to make myself a wonderful drink of G Fuel. That's how late I am. I'm not even making you wait while I make it. I'm going to have Yuzu Lemon. Yuzu Slash. Which I haven't had since the incident, if you remember. Do you remember the incident at 4 in the morning where I nearly died? I've not had it since then. It's the one I've been avoiding to drink. It's still so full because I've not touched it since. All the other ones I drink pretty like normally. I probably have like 2 G Fuels a day maybe. So all the other ones are like slowly whittling down. This one, still full. Not touched it since. This is the first time I'm going to have it since then. Since I ate it live on stream. But I do have some more coming because it's actually a buy one get one free deal right now. So if you are interested in picking up some G Fuel, maybe you want to get a little top up, get some new flavors to try, or maybe it's your first time, you can use !G Fuel in chat, and you can get yourself a link, and then if you use code Hellstorm, you'll get a discount. I don't think the discount lines up with the buy one get one free. I think that's exclusive. It's kind of like one or the other. But if you use my link, I'll get kickback either way. So it's good shit. It's good shit. I drink it all the time. It's like an energy drink without the crash, which is nice. So I always have it with some ice as well. It's very tasty. The thing is, I've got this really nice cup, thanks to Duck, who gifted it to me. And the lid is so tight all the time. It's nice. I think my body just had like an allergic reaction to it. As soon as I put it in my mouth, I was like, oh, okay. I finished my Discord, I guess it's the closest proxy. Oh, let's have a look. Model showcase. Anime man. Yo, that looks sick. Yeah, that's sick as fuck. I love that. I love the guy on the front. That's cool. It's very analog horror. I love it. Very nice. Great job, bud. Great job. Appreciate it. Thanks for sharing. On the spicy mango energy today, the burn is doing more to keep me awake than the caffeine. I can imagine. Half term and work with school so nice and quiet. You know, don't you think school should be shut down? Don't you think that would make life so much easier? Imagine getting around everywhere without having to like drive through school traffic. You know, they think just like make all the kids homeschooled, but also don't allow them to have iPads. I think that'd be better for the society. Don't you think? We live in a society. All right, okay. Let me just start my Discord. I'm just going live. Chat, I don't think people are actually going through my Discord live notifications. Do you get them? Do you have them turned on? Did you know you have to turn them on to get notifications that I'm going live? Because I get interaction whenever I post an important news, which is just like a generic thing. I always get reactions. When I post, I'm just going live here. No one reacts. So then I'm like, oh, do people actually have it on? Anyway, I'm going to start telling people what I'm actually doing rather than just going something quite vague. I'm going to be like, we are covering Titus Painting Award. I can't spell, that's the problem. Titus Painting Award, Reddit, kicking off, maybe some reacting. Live now. Okay. Oh, well, that's a spoiler. Halftime is amazing. My bus journey to work in the morning is so quiet and fast. I know, it's just great. It's just like, I take Georgie to work like almost every day except for the day she works from home. And it's like, oh, it's just nice. I can like go places and I can get back. And then I was like, oh, I'm so early. And then something came up, so I had to sort it. And then I was like, oh, cool. I'm now no longer early. I lost all that time. But it was nice that I had that extra time because I would have been later. So it was great. It's good. It's good. It's good shit. Right. Because this is a YouTube live stream, we can't dilly-dally too much. I've got to get straight into it. If you didn't know, in that said important news channel, okay, I've been promoting quite a lot. I was promoting a book in particular called the Titus Character Encyclopedia, okay? So I've been promoting this book. I was promoting it all through January because it was on sale, okay? The Character Encyclopedia is a book by DK Books. I'm not sponsored by DK Books. I have worked with DK Books in the past, but for some reason they seem to ignore my emails now. Even though I've literally sold thousands and thousands of pounds worth of books of their company, they don't want to reply to me for some reason. Not the point. The point is on Amazon, there was the DK Books were on sale. They were selling this book, which is a character encyclopedia. It's a nice book, but the most important thing about it was it came with the free model in the front, okay? It came with a Lieutenant Titus miniature, all right? Now, I was mad promoting this because, one, it was a great fucking deal for a mini. £11 for a book and a mini was absolutely great, and I think the maximum people spent on it was 13 because the price was fluctuating then. Don't get me wrong, it was an Amazon affiliate link. I think I was pretty clear about that as well. I have made money I've made Amazon vouchers from selling this book. I mean, but it is a good deal. It's a win-win. You get a cool book for a really good price, and I get a little kickback every time you buy one, which is great. Now, so many people were buying them that I think it was Andy Tech Dad, who suggested that we do a painting competition where everyone paints the same miniature, okay? Everybody paints the Titus. And I was like, that's genius, all right? And I think it worked really well. So we ran a painting competition all through January. And at the end of January, when people had submitted, then we did like a public vote, okay? Now, I did the public vote on stream. Now, there was, I think pretty much everybody who painted, as well as more people, voted in the Google form. And there was like a Google form where you were voting on 3 categories. It was basically like, how nice is the painting, how cool is it, and how wow it is, basically. We basically did like 3 fairly generic categories just to be like, how cool do you think this is? And what we did is, well, by we, I mean Mercenary Q, the wonderful moderator who helped organize all the results for this, sorted all the Google form for me. He put together this form where everyone voted, and he calculated who had the most votes. So he took the top 3 votes, or the top 3 voted, and we basically added all of the scores together to keep it quite simple. So essentially, everybody got a score for each of their entry. Every time you voted between 3 and 15 for each person who you voted for, because you had to put a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 5 for each category. We took each of those categories and added them all together, and we got some points, and our idea was we'd take the top 3 and we'd decide, like, just in case there's like, you know, a meme one or anything like that, we'll decide which one's the best one. There was no meme votes, I would say. It was actually a pretty clear-cut voting system, and me and Mercenary didn't have to intervene at all. So we can tell you the points that were scored, and the first and second, there was 1 point in it, which is very exciting. So shout out to Mercenary Q for sorting out the voting. He did a great job. So we can finally announce, as promised. I apologize for the delay on this as well. It was just we were just trying to work out the best way to sort all the data, because we realized it was like really awkward how to sort it. But Mercenary Q did it. So shout out to Mercenary Q. So we can finally announce. As I said, each person got between 3 and 15 points per vote, per person voting. And in 3rd place, with a wonderful entry, with a wonderful concept, with a wonderful idea, receiving 398 points total. Okay. This person had an idea. They put it together. They thought about it. They had a vision. And I would say they followed through. So in third place, shout out to the wonderful Mr. Carl Stabler with his entry of Space Marine 2, the cover, also known as No Fear. This was a really fun entry. This was probably one of my personal favorites. I had 3 personal favorites, and they all won. This was just such a fun little concept where he's taken the original miniature, as you can see, and he's stuck it on some tyranids like the front cover. If you don't know, Space Marine 2 art. It was kind of like inspired by this. If you remember, this is like the cover. You know, it's kind of inspired by where's the other one? Space Marine 1. Kind of inspired by this. Obviously, it's not Tyranids, it's Orks, but the same sort of style. Definitely like similar poses, you know what I mean? Grabbing something, chainsaw in hand, going to chop up. Probably the pose of the miniature more akin to the first one. But as you can see, grabbing the Tyranid, coming in with the chainsaw, having a great time. Just an absolutely fantastic like conversion. The paint job also really, really nice. So like just a really nice, really well done paint job. You can see he's got like the scratches on Titus. Not the greatest picture, but you can definitely see it, you know what I mean? And then there you go, probably one of the most iconic scenes, as you can see. Roaring face, coming in, trying to chop up some Tyranids. All of this is custom. All of this is like printed, all customized. So he's made all of it himself and like painted it. I really liked the base. I kind of said I wish there was like more rubble on the base, but the entry was really, really nice. It is really great. Well done. So shout out to Carl in third place with 398 points out of... I can't remember what the total was. We can probably work that out. But it was quite high. It was quite high. Okay. So that was third place. Okay. Sadly, we do only have a prize of first place. But that was third place. Shout out to Carl. Now, in second place, let me find a good song for it. Maybe not Love Theme this time. I'm sure there's a good song here somewhere. Oh, it's because it's his shuffle, so it's like showing me half a playlist. Wonderful. Now, in second place, the next one. This was big. This is good. This is a good entry. I'm surprised this one didn't win because it got 416 points, okay? So 18 more than Carl in third place. Now, again, concept, again, related to Space Marine 1. It was very good. And I think a lot of people will be quite happy with second place. I'm sure the winner is a little bit sad that they lost out first place by literally 2 points. But this was a fantastic concept as well. It was really fun, really, really cool, really inventive. And it goes to Mr. Lambo! What Calgar sees, what Leandros sees, and it's the double Titus. So well done to Nick in second place. Literally missing out first place on by 2 points, I'm afraid. But absolutely awesome concept, you know. Taking the Titus miniature, making a mirrored perception version for Leandros. And yeah, you can see the video here. You can see it in all of its glory. Just such a really, really cool concept. I like, again, one of those where it's like, this probably should win. It's so good. It's so cool. The paint job is obviously glorious. The idea is obviously wonderful. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. Really, really fun. Again, just like a cool concept one of just like, oh yeah, this is what Leandros sees. He sees Titus as evil. So very, very cool idea, very, very cool concept. We really, really, really liked it. We kind of said if we had to choose, it'd probably be this one to win. There was one more, which is the one that was actually the winner, but we kind of said, me and Merc, we were like, these are the two that we think will be in the top 2. And this was one of them. It was really, really cool. So well done, Nick. Well done, Lambo Paints. Great job, matey. Commiserations for coming second, but there's no shame in it. It's a really, really cool really, really cool scheme, really cool idea. So again, just really cool to see something quite inventive. I think some people are worried about dioramas and stuff, but it's like, it's such a simple diorama and it did place really high. There's not, it's two Marines stuck to a base, but they're conceptually very sick, you know what I mean? This isn't unachievable for anyone, but the idea of it is really cool. So well done to Nick on this one. Great job, mate. Really, really great job. But that does leave us with first place. We've had third. We've had second. It does leave us with first place, okay? Now, this one, when I saw it, I was, like, just wildly impressed. I was like, oh, my God, this is so, so nice. It is so well done. It is so subtle, but it's so... it's just... I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like, oh, my God, if you didn't know, you don't realize that's not Titus. But it is Titus, but it's so well done that you don't realize. So this person, with 417 points... out of a total something, which we'll find out at the end. I can't remember what it was. They did exceptionally well. And it goes to Gaff Mark with his Deathwatch Titus. This one was so nice. This one, honestly, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It is clean. It is well done. It is nice. It is just, like I said, just such a clean job. So as you can see, there it is. The front, it is a Deathwatch version of Titus, with helmet and all, but still using the original body, still using the original arm, I think, or the original chainsword, and then just like swapped out the head, the arm, the backpack, versus Von Ryan's Leaper. And in the Von Ryan's Leaper, as you can see, just a gorgeous paint job. Like the scratching effect on the armor is really nice on the chitin. Really just like the goo on the mouth was really fucking nice, you know, just really cleanly done, not too much. And then as you can see, like the perfect backing of the diorama, just to make it really clean, really subtle. So you kind of really don't notice, but like this is clean, which is really hard to do. The paint job, like the rusting and the ionizing and stuff like that on the base with the flowers. And then obviously Titus with absolutely gorgeous, really slick, really clean paint job. And again, just a really nice conversion. Obviously converting all of the chest plate, which, because obviously normally it would have the Imperial Eagle, they have the Ultra Read logo, making that extremely smooth and replacing with just some stuff. It doesn't look like Titus, but it is Titus, you know. You can tell because of the leg plate, you can tell like the body pose and stuff, but just exceptionally clean, and just a really good one. Like the fake leaves, the fake like fish plant, you know, just to be like some alien world fish plant. And just like the basing is just so really well done. No part of this is bad, you know what I mean? No part of this is rushed. No part of this is like you could look at this and go, oh, well, you distract it for this, you know what I mean? Every part of it, every way you look, every angle, it just looks really nice. So well done to Gaff Mark. I'll drop you a message, matey. You're going to win a voucher. You're going to get a little Hellstorm Wargaming merch bundle. What a legend. What a guy. And an absolutely gorgeous paint job, you know. So great job, mate. Great job. Thank you, everyone, for entering the Titus painting competition. A little bit different, but I think it was good fun. It was a good laugh. It was a good time by everybody. Everyone like had fantastic entries, and we did go through them all on stream, which was really fucking cool. It was really cool to see everybody like painting something, but also painting something together, which is like really fun. It was like, it made me realize that everyone's really sick, you know what I mean? Everyone's really cool, everyone's really talented, and yeah, it was like fucking, it was just really good. So thank you so much, everyone, for entering. Apologies, I wish I could send everyone a voucher. I wish I could send everyone a little Hellstorm Wargaming bundle. I do have to limit it to the winner because I can't afford to send everyone everything. But I do really appreciate you all entering, and I really appreciate you getting involved with this little competition. If you haven't already, please join our Discord. You can use a link in the description, or use a link in the live chat right now. It's just popped up. And we'll maybe do another one. Maybe next month we'll think about what next miniature we'll do. I don't know if we'll be able to find a cheap miniature like we did, but it worked really well. So thank you everyone for entering, and well done to our 3 winners, Stab, Lambo, and Gaff Mark. Great job, everyone. Great job. Let me find out how many points there were total. Maybe we can use a custom character or set on another one. That's not a bad shout, to be fair. That's not a bad shout. Let me have a look. How many people voted, and the total points is like that times 15. I want to do the Google Sheets, not Google Forms. Christmas is out like 2 weeks. Yeah, because we could maybe do it like over March and then do the announcement in April. That could work. That could work, right? Because then everyone gets time to look at the book and stuff. Google Sheets. Hellstorm Wargaming official painting. Yes. Yes, this is it. So that this time... No. Oh, there's way more than I thought. 31 times 15. So there's 465 points available to each person. That's those 31 people who voted. For... I can't remember how many entries there were. I can't remember. There were 20 entries, something like that. Yeah, so 465 points available. Mark got 417, Lambo got 416, and Stab got 398. So, you know, like, almost clearing 5 out of 5s from everybody for some of those votes, you know what I mean? Most people, for those people, getting 5 out of 5, you know? Well, 15 out of 15 for each person. So great job, really cool. So yeah, maybe we'll do custom character. That could be fun. So like you build a custom character using those rules and then paint it up over March. That could be really sick. Great idea. Let me write that down. I need some paper. Let me write that down before I forget, because I will. I have a terrible memory. Don't worry, guys. I'll write it in my very important Godzilla -1 pen. I forgot how to get the pen out. I don't know why this spins when it does. Can you tell me what place I was in? I just want to know for myself. Can do it on stream. I don't care. I don't want to go through each individual person's just because, one, I don't want to have to do all the maths because Mercenary Q did it. I don't know what he's done to put it all together. And two, I don't want to be that guy who's like, yeah, out of all of the votes, you got the lowest. That would be really awkward. So I don't want to do that. So we didn't do final placings. We just did top 3. We just did who had the most. And Merc sorted it all out. If you really want to ask Merc, go ahead. But don't bother him if he says no. But yeah, I don't want to go through each one and be like, well, you came dead last or you came second bottom. I'm not a fan of that. That does not sound like fun for me or you. Using million a month makes it cheap to since it's free. Yeah, but it's getting people, like, that's like having people to have to go get one. Like, for in the UK, it's probably not too bad. You know, I can pop down the road and grab one, but especially in America, some people don't live near Games Workshops for like hours, you know what I mean? The real winning was taking part. Yeah, definitely. It was good. It was good fun. I'm really glad everyone enjoyed it. I'm really glad. It was really cool to like get loads of people involved. And to be honest, the coolest thing was just seeing how many people entered, because I wasn't expecting a lot. When people were like, oh, let's do a painting competition, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. You know? Papaya Pariah! Thank you for the 22 months at our highest tier, dude! Holy shit!
Rejoined at Papaya_Pariah celebrates 22 months of membership.
Papaya Pariah! Thank you very much for the 22 months at coaching from Mikey, our literally highest tier on this platform. Thank you so much. Let's get a shout out to Papaya Pariah for being an absolute legend. Papaya, you are our highest tier, so I'm going to give you 10 entries for your resub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because Papaya is literally paying me a stupid amount a month, so he's going to get a stupid amount of entries for the resub. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. Let's go. You are being entered to win our Red Corsair box set, which is being given away at the end of this month in about 10 days-ish. We'll probably end up giving it away on the 2nd of March, but you are being entered to win a Red Corsair box set, the Lord of the Maelstrom, Outpost said they've secured me one, so I'm pretty happy about that. So shout out to the Outpost, especially Outpost in chat for securing me one. What a legend. But we are giving away one of these box sets, which is very exciting. And I will have a video of this box set, hopefully today or tomorrow. I'm just trying to finalize the edit because it's turned into a very big video and it's turned into a very busy week. So thank you, Papaya. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for the 22 months at coaching tier. So also, whenever you want to pick up on that coaching, do let me know because you've been quiet. Mini of the month disappear. Yeah, so if you did painting competition for mini of the month, it's actually a little bit more awkward than you think because like most people might be able to grab one, but some of them are like extremely popular, so they disappear really quick, and then some people just can't get there. You know. So, mini of the month disappear within the day. Some of them sell out in a few hours. That's no good, is it? I had a lot of fun. It's great to do something a little out of my comfort zone. Yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it was cool that just so many people got involved. I wasn't expecting that many. And then everybody bought one, which I wasn't surprised at, I won't lie. I wasn't surprised at everyone buying the miniature. I think what I was most surprised at was everyone actually going through and painting it. So, I enjoyed taking a break from painting light blue Space Marines to paint blue Space Marine. Now, the downside is what's super annoying is they've actually made Lieutenant Titus Legends. That's what's super annoying about, and I feel a bit bad about telling everyone to go buy one. Now, you know, I didn't go in to be like, you should use this in your army list, so I don't feel awful, but I feel a bit bad because like everyone's gone out and painted all of these really cool miniatures, and then they've legends the rules. Yeah, they've quietly legendsed him. So if you go into the app now, if you search Titus, then it just comes up with Captain Titus. So as you can see, it just comes up with Captain Titus. It doesn't come up with Titus anymore in the app. I don't know if he's actually in the Legends document. Shall we have a look? It was a cool data sheet, and I'm surprised they didn't just go, oh yeah, you can't use them both at the same time. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they need to bin him off, you know. Obviously it's something that I couldn't foresee. It's not like something I knew about. I had no idea, but I didn't realize that was their plans. If I'd done that, I would have said buying it, you'd just remember they're going to make it a Legends mini. I mean, if someone said to me, can I use my Lieutenant Titus mini as a captain, I would probably just say yeah now. You know? I guess it's not widely available. I guess neither is Ventress, right? Fucking hell, I hate this document so much. I hate it so much. There's so many Legends profiles. Can I just search? One. Yeah, Captain Titus is the other one that's 16 mentioned. Chat going to be here a while. I'm going to scrub down to the bottom one. I'm going to scrub to this one. Where's the last one? Show me the last one, cowards. Oh, that's 500 Worlds Titus. Yeah, it's not even Legend. It's not even Legends profile. His data sheet is literally just gone. He's literally just not here. Yeah, if someone said to me, can I use my Lieutenant Titus, Captain Titus? I'm going to say yeah, because fuck him. This is ridiculous. He's not even in the he's not even in there. Other rules. Was he in the codex or was he just a profile? I'm sure he's just a profile, right? Have they just never added him? Where do you even get his rules from? He was in the faction pack. Yeah, I presume he was, but he's just not here now. They have to bin him so they can make a third Gargoth from Magoo. Truly. Truly. Yeah, he's just gone. He's not in the faction pack, he's nowhere. He's a separate PDF on Warcom still. Oh, really? Where? Combat Patrol. Imperial Armor, no. Crusade, no. Other rules. Do you mean on, like, their website? On, like, the article or something? If it's on the article, then I understand that. But I think that would probably be before... That was before they made faction packs, right? He's not here. They've consolidated it. What they need to have is faction pack. It used to be in the other rules, but PDF still shows up if you Google it. Oh, right. Okay, everything. Okay, that makes sense. So, Lieutenant Titus. Rules. Yeah, so he's still there as a separate document. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. So this is obviously from the article, right? That's what it's from. It's literally a year ago. It's literally just over a year ago. He's been out for a year. They've legended him already. Yeah, other rules Lieutenant Titus. So this was what it was. This is pointing to the file that's still on the website, but they don't link to it anymore because it's should be part of the faction pack. But they've removed him from the faction pack. So, and they've removed him from the app. So I think it's safe to say that he's supposed to be dead now and he's not used. But that just seems dumb. Why do they not just say you can't use them both together? You know? That'd make way more sense. You can't include this while you've got Lieutenant Titus. Because that's all you have to add to the new one. Because the old Lieutenant Titus doesn't even need that update. You just say on the Captain one, you can't include his model if you already include the Titus mini. Just a shame. It's a shame. So sorry everyone if you bought one planning to use him in tabletop games. Now you're going to have to use him as a proxy for something else, such as Captain Titus, such as something else. I don't know. It's just fucking disappointing, to be honest. The Captain date sheet already says that, does it? Does it? Oh, I've got two of these open. Did I miss that? I'm gonna open this fucking stupid document again. It's just too long. The problem is with this document, it's 200 pages long, so it has to load everything before I can start scrolling. And then it's just laggy. If you just had all the rules and all the legends in something else, that'd be it. Here's your faction pack, here's your legend pack. That'd be fine. I don't think anyone would be mad at that. No one ever complained about it before. Why would they complain about it now? Oh, it literally has it. You're right. It literally says you can't include more than one Titus unit. But there is only one Titus unit. That's ridiculous. That's actually dumb. There we go. There we go. Fucking hell. My computer has a fun new thing of randomly freezing. Probably because I'm loaded up like fucking 2,000 page PDFs to look at one sentence. Yeah, just like fucking wigs my microphone out and then it wigs my software out. So I'm having a great time with Windows recently. I need to reinstall Windows, I think. I'm so fed up with it. So annoyed at it. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, why have we got... Does she see clean? Yeah, look how well that... Look how fucking well that did for me last time. So why have they got... You can't include more than one Titus unit if there's only one Titus unit in the game? You know? How fucking dumb can you be? So they literally wrote it with the idea of, oh yeah, you can't use them together. And then they went, go fuck yourself, we're just going to remove the rules completely. You can't even find the rules now without randomly Googling it. So anyone who's actually using official channels to find the rules can't use it. So they need to bring him back and give him a rule where he can get promoted mid-game. Imagine the outrage. That'd be so funny. That'd be so beast. The outrage would be hilarious. Imagine if Ultramarines got more rules and they were actually funny and actually fun. Hilarious. He can only be promoted if Calgar's on the field. Oh, excellent. Let me just quickly fix the Discord because people want to view the submissions. So I'm going to make it a view only channel. So just give me 1 second. Let me sort that out, and I'll just announce the winners properly. Edit channel, permissions, view channel, send messages, and then I have to put message history back on. Read message history on. There you go. Cool. Sorry about that. Morning, who won? Who won was third place was Stab, second place was Lambo, and first place was Mr. Gaffmark. So it was the Deathwatch Deathwatch and Tyranid one that won. It was really good. It was really great. Only if you can feel the chaplain who randomly demotes him. If he fails to charge and the chaplain is on the field, replace him with Lieutenant Titus. If Lieutenant Titus is on the field and flees from battle, replace him with the Chaos Demon Prince. He's now controlled by your opponent. Speaking of rule hot messes, very curious to see if the app is going to allow for Crucible champions to be added to the list somehow. I doubt it. I very much doubt it, because anything like Crusade rules related, anything Crusade rules related is usually like left to die on paper. You know what I mean? We were having a parasocial hangout the other day. If you're a parasocial member, we're gonna have. Oh, I'm just joining the voice chat by accident. We have we have monthly hobby hangouts where we hang out and do some hobby, do some chatting and stuff. And Arhane showed me like a sheet of like some Crusade stuff, and I was just like, I have no idea what I'm reading. This is like how they track Crusade stuff, and I was just like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at, dude? There's so much stuff here. They're just like, where's my app? You know what I mean? They love narrative plays so much, they leave you to print out a piece of paper from the book and write on it in pen. Ridiculous. Goonhammer will handle that. Yeah, Goonhammer will do well with it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, where's the Games Workshop should be doing it as well. Games Workshop should have a scoring app. Games Workshop should have a list building app, or even it should be the same app. Games Workshop should have a Crusade app. They should have everything. Why are they letting other people, like, not that I love Gameham. I don't wish like anything untowards them, but like, why are they letting someone else profit from it? You know what I mean? Games Workshop should have teaching courses. Why are they letting other people profit from it, you know? It's actually within 12 inches of a Chaos Keyword unit and doesn't fail a battle shock, then remove him and send him to the Deathwatch. That'd be so good. Bro, we need to make these rules. We need to make Space Marine 1 the game. Space Marine 1 the game, the board game, the miniatures game, the video game, board game. That would be so funny. Where was I? Where was I? Crusade traits give you crusade points, which are then used to balance as per tyrannic war crusade rules. Yeah, it's just, I'm just saying it's just terrible to track, right? It's just awful to keep track of all of it. Like, what the fuck? Like I said, why are you having to manage it on a piece of paper? Where's the fucking app for it? Ridiculous. Anyway, that was all the Titus stuff. So thanks again, everyone, for entering. Really appreciate it. These rules will tell you the bully match play if you ask your mates first. Yeah, again, having that problem of what is match play, what is tournament play. They are two different things, and people treat them like they're the same. You know. It's also Crusade rules are like split between budget books, so it's kind of annoying to like know what an opponent could have. Yeah, so it's very just like, it's Necromunda pilled, right? It's that sort of vibe. Everything's on paper, everything's across 17 different books. So the Reddit drama, there's a few things that have popped up that I thought might be interesting to chat about. There was one that I was going to talk about called About Dice Hammer, which is an event in Palm Springs. And it actually turned into allegedly turning into a feel-good story. Because there's a post here. We'll ignore the edit for now, just for reference of the timeline. It says, extremely disappointed to see the proliferation of AI art, because it says Dice Hammer event tickets for Palm Springs Classic using AI art to promote. And they haven't got around to updating it just yet. But as you can see, just more slop. More AI slop being used for tournaments. I don't know what it is with Warhammer players and using AI art, but they are absolutely obsessed with it. They're absolutely obsessed. I think this is their original logo. I think. This. And then this is AI art. This is AI art. I don't know what any of this means to do with the game that it's promoting. I don't know. Is this supposed to be a Space Marine? Is that guy supposed to be a Space Marine? I don't know. You know? Like, this is Sigmar GT. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's Sigmar though, right? That's Sigmar, alright. I've painted loads of them. I play with loads of them models. So someone called them out on Warhammer Competitive, and you know what? Fair fucking play. Fair fucking play. They said extremely disappointed. Anyway, that's all. I will not be going because of this. The irony is those AI images are super easy to pull off with clip art. Yeah, like, just like, this doesn't, you know, some people won't care. That makes me sad. But some people won't care, and they'll just buy tickets to this. I see AI art on an event, and I think lazy. I think can't be arsed, tight, just lazy, just doesn't fill me with confidence for your event. If you're cutting corners at the advertisement, where else are you cutting corners? You know what I mean? But anyway, there's an edit that says, Nice Times reached out to me via DM, politely listened to my grievance extensively. It seems genuinely wanting to amend the foible. I don't know what that means. What the fuck? What does this word? I don't think I've ever seen this word ever. Foilable? A minor weakness. Yeah, 6th century, someone's character. I've never heard of that word before. Am I crazy? Foible.
Foible.
Foible. I've never heard that before. Thank you. Well, I've learned something today. There we go. I also thank them for commend them for being so open to criticism and not even working to change their outfit event. So, like, yeah, I understood the concept or the like what it was supposed to mean, but I didn't never heard of that word before. So at least I mean I was gonna shit on them and just say this is dog shit, what you playing at, but like it sounds like they're actually trying to, or they're talking about coming around and not using it anymore. So fair play. Some of the comments like kind of jumped on them as well, which probably helped push them towards it. It says that's one of the worst AI space marines I've seen in quite a while. That helmet is awful. And it's just whatever this is, like the Iron Giant. More of a Stormcast, Eternal. Oh yeah, missed that one. If other people talk about how you shouldn't be upset with using AI over this because it doesn't matter, I can't ignore the fact that it looks like pure unfiltered ass. I'd have the same reaction if they spent 10 minutes in MS Paint doodling a space marine. The banner just looked lazy. Yeah, just like it just looks shit. It looks poo, and it's just like I said, it's just lazy. It's just so lazy, and the tickets aren't cheap. You know what I mean? That's like what, £100 a ticket. Chat, did you now just put my tournament prices down to £60 a ticket? Exclamation point shopping, chat. I really appreciate it. I literally just put my tournament tickets down in price. So they're literally less than half of this. You can go over to hellstormwargaming.co.uk or hellstormwargaming.co.uk/shop. You can grab a ticket to All Stars, as you can see. It's £60 tickets. It's half price. It's literally half that price. So... So I'm amazed how many places I run into AI art where I think, where are you in the internet? Wouldn't think it would be a problem. Yeah, like I said, it just comes across as lazy. It comes across as cheap and tacky, and it actively puts me off going to places. There's an event that's coming up, and it's by a guy I really like, and I promoted his events in the past, but he's got AI art on the thing. I'm not going to go. Reducing prices and not crushing on shitty AIR. Are you a wizard? Yeah, like I went to an event last year and I'm not going this year because they've just got shitty AIR, and until they deal with that, I'm not going. It's a shame, really. But yeah, I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to give you my money if you're going to use no money to not even bother fucking just putting something together yourself, or asking a mate who might be able to put something together for 20 quid, a couple of beers, a takeaway to make something for you. It's literally that. It's literally that. You've just taken the cheapest, easiest, most spiteful route, I would say. And it looks poo. It looks like poo. All right. I love this yellow filter that everything has these days. It's so fucking funny because you can spot it 4 miles away. So, $130 a ticket for a ticket promoted using AI, literally. Maggie compensates his artists like a gig chat. Yeah, literally, you know. I pay all of my artists, you know. Anyone who helps me, I pay them. I have to. I just feel like I have to. Anywhere I can, I help them out, you know. I'll even if it's just like favors and stuff, but I don't never rely on a fucking computer or something to do it. Don't get me wrong, I've used AI in the past. I'm not gonna lie, I have used it in the past. I did a whole video about it. I removed the video because as soon as I realized what was happening, that was it. I'm out. You know? As soon as I realized what was happening, I was out. That was it. Gone. You know? I did a video. Don't get me wrong. I did a stream where we got ChatGPT to write Warhammer love stories. Do you remember? And I made a video called, like, using AI to write Henry Cavill a Warhammer TV show or whatever. And it was just like, I got, like, AI to make the story, and then I used AI art to make like, images referencing what was happening in the story. But I didn't know anything about it. This was a good few years ago as well. It was literally when ChatGPT was like first kicking off. But then I realized, and then I was like, holy shit, wait a minute. This isn't a fun little computer thing. This is everyone's stolen work. You know? This is everyone's stolen shit, you know? It's, and then as soon as I did that, you know, I deleted the video and I stopped using it. But it's just like, and no one told me off for it because no one else understood it either. You know what I mean? No one else understood what was happening or what it was. But as soon as you realise and then you continue to use it, you're part of the problem. Mag's been through a full redemption arc. Yeah, literally. I'm not fucking perfect. But you got to start somewhere. As soon as you learn, then, like, you know, learn from that mistake. You know, don't fucking keep using it. Jesus. I do consider it straight less valuable than a hasty, terrible Photoshop, though, even if it's for a meme. Yeah, literally. Even for a meme, it's just like, oh, shut the fuck up. I saw like a funny tweet yesterday, and it was like, I liked it and unliked it because I thought it was bad taste, but it's quite funny. It was just like, if you use ChatGPT to write responses to people online, you need to KYS. And I just liked it. I was like, that's quite funny. And then I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't like this tweet. It's quite funny though. Because that's all Twitter is these days as well. It's just fucking AI arguments. It's AI arguing with someone else who's using AI. It's ridiculous. Anyway, companies using AI for advertising always does the opposite for me. I assume their product is shoddy and not worthy my time. Yeah, literally, that's literally what that's what I think. Yeah, true. Anyway, so a lot of people having a go at it, and it looks like they're trying to resolve it, which is great. So I'll be interested to keep a track of like where they go with it, what they do with it, because it is poo. It is just poo. It's the piss filter. That's what it is. You know what I mean? They'd be able to get away with it, they'd be able to get away with it, right? If they like kept like elements of it like this and this skull, for example, and then everything else was normal, you know? Everything else was done normally. That'd be fine, but you'd be able to get away with it. People wouldn't even notice. It's all AI because it's all piss filter. You know? Why is it not black? Why is it like this weird yellow brown? You know? What's going on with the edges? What's this? What's that supposed to be? It's just shapes for the shape's sake. Why are the shapes here? They're not, and why is the lettering lower down here? Who fucking knows? To be honest, they'd probably be able to get away with most of the background. It's the characters that are the problem, you know? We're sorry to get called out. Well, it's very that, yeah, don't get me wrong. But it's good that someone's saying something. Jesus. It's good that someone's saying something. That's the main thing. What else is happening? What else is happening? There was going to my first GT this weekend. Any tips for making the most out of the event? Hello. Ugh. A terrible tournament this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it a bunch. I hope your models don't get knocked over by dodgeballs. That's what I'll say for sure. I don't expect to pull in results, but it's my first time doing sanctioned competitive 40k, and I'll get skill diffed by veterans and better players there. Does anyone have any advice or tips on things I can do to make sure this event is the best it can be for me, and any of my potential opponents, i.e. small talk, assisting with deep striking, etc. I do also see those bits / kick bashing corner. I hope to get some time to give that a gander. Oh god, they're actually going to do something other than put you in a sports hall. That's crazy. So I saw this and it got me thinking, what is chat? Some of the best advice you can have for going to your first event. First reply better be, watch out for badminton. I should be the professional, chat. I should really be the professional, but I do really want to leave a comment like, watch out for the dodgeballs. I don't want to leave a comment being like, watch out for the gym equipment, like the dodgeballs and stuff. Like fucking Big C's Storm Surge. You won't get any of those things at UKTC event. Everyone will just be an asshole and ignore your small talk. True. Not bringing weighted toilet dice. So if we put this of like any other tournament, just ignore what a tournament we're going to. What is some of the best advice you can give for going to a tournament? Like your very first, if you've like got a friend and you're like, oh, well, let's go to a tournament together. And they're like, I don't know. What advice would you give? What would you give? I think my best advice would be just learn your rules. You know, it sounds so dumb to say out loud. Best advice, don't. It's expensive. It's an expensive hobby. Don't do it. My best advice, if you've never been to a tournament, if you just sat there, you listen to me talk shit all the time. My best advice is to learn the rules. And it sounds dumb to say out loud, but there's so many people who go and they stress because they don't know what half of their stuff does, you know? And then as soon as you've done that, everything else is a cakewalk, you know? You're just hanging out with someone for 3 hours. There's just, the thing is with the tournament is an expectation of not you knowing what everything does. There's an expectation of if you brought a model, you've got a rough idea what it's there for, you know? Just a rough, not even like a competent understanding of like, this is the best way to utilize this unit. No, I need you to know, like, it moves X amount and it has guns or it does combat, you know? That's literally all you need to do. That is like step number 1. You know, have like little paper reminders, yeah. Have little cheat sheets or whatever. But like, that is all you need to do to go to a tournament. You need to know what your shit does, so when you're playing, your opponent's not constantly asking and you're having to check every time. Cause it's gonna take so much. It's gonna take more out of you to keep checking on the day because you'll not remember because it's a busy day. And compared to like spending like an hour the night before, that's it. An hour the night before, make a cheat sheet and just write things down and then have it all ready to go so it's easy and you know where to look, you know? That's the other thing. Make cheat sheets that are easy to understand. Excuse me. You know, like make a cheat sheet that's easy to understand. So it's like, oh, if you've got like a card, just make sure you know where you're looking. If they go, what does your Nightbringer do? Like, you know where the Nightbringer rules that you've wrote down are. That's step number 1 and probably the final step. Other than that, turn up on time. That'd be it, you know? The main goal for you going to your first tournament should be experiencing brand new armies and brand new tactics and brand new people, you know? Ignore Mike, it's your opponent's responsibility to know your rules. And that's chat. That's why deck null's always on bottom tables. That's why. Yeah, like just like that is like number 1 rule. As soon as you understand what's going on, then the rest of the time you're just enjoying yourself. You're playing with 5 new people that might be quite cool. They might be not bad. Don't get me wrong, it does happen. Not a lot though. You just need to turn up and be ready to have a good time because that's the whole point of playing Warhammer. You're going to be spending nearly 3 hours a lot of the time with a complete stranger, and your expectation should be this person's going to be cool. We're going to have a good time, you know. Because ultimately you're having a game. That won't always happen, like I said. You know, that won't always happen because people are knobheads, right? Sadly, we live in a society. We live in a society that vote Brexit and love AI, you know? So it's like, we're not always going to be playing against someone who's great. And that does suck. I won't lie. That does suck. But as long as you know what's going on in the game, you've got a rough idea what's going on with your army, and you're ready to have a good time, you will have a good time, I think. We used to be a country, yeah. Literally. I'm just gonna blow my nose, 1 sec. Now you might notice that I've not mentioned oh, you should be ready to win. You should be ready to know how to keep track. You should be able to know like how to score best. You should be focusing on your army strength and what it's good and doing. I don't think that's relevant for a first tournament. Your first tournament, like I said, there's an expectation that you should know what your stuff does. You know? What is the toughness of this? You know where to look, you know? You don't need to like keep flicking through a book or whatever. You will have to check things. Like I said, cheat sheets are important. That's fine. I don't expect you to remember everything, but I should, if I'm playing you and you're brand new, I expect you to know what everything does, i.e. know where to find it. After that, just have a good time. You don't need to worry about anything else. Just be ready to play 5 games and hopefully have a good time, you know? Yeah, be nice, be open with your opponent as your first tournament and be gracious. Yeah, and that's not, and I feel like that's just not even something you should have to say, you know? I feel like that's like fairly taken for granted, and maybe that's me problem, but maybe like no one's expecting you to go in and smash face for your first tournament, but they're probably expecting someone to chat to, you know. Keep your expectations low. Remember to try not to reveal you have loaded dice on camera, and complain in mode that your rules are shit. That is probably perfect. Yeah, literally do that. Do all those 3 things. Actual advice: bring snacks in your bag. Well, yeah. Snacks. Have access to drink plenty, not just alcohol. And do you know what? Get a good night's sleep, because I fucking always sleep so bad the night before a tournament. I'm like so awful for it, so I always try and get an early night. Because I just know I'm getting up early in the morning. I've got a long day, so I get like really in my head about it. If you do have loaded dice, swallow them and don't flush them. That does help. Yeah, that does help. Mike, any tips to play quicker outside of knowing what your shit does, obviously? My number one tip for playing quicker, right, is not having a huge pile of dice, right? When I play tournaments now, I play with Midwinter Minis dice, because one, I love Midwinter Minis. Guy is one of my closest friends, all right? He's a legend. I love him to bits. I play Warhammer with 12 dice, okay? Why 12, do you ask? Because I have 2 blocks of 6 in 2 different colors, light blue with white lettering, and then black with blue lettering, you know? And then whenever I need dice, I know if I'm like, oh, I need 10, I just leave 2 on the table. I need 6, I pick up all of one color, you know? I used Midwinter Minis dice just because my Hellstorm dice were in the studio. I used to do the same with my own dice, don't get me wrong. The main thing is my biggest tip is just to don't have all of your dice out. Only get more dice when you need more dice, you know? But banks of... do you know what? You'll see when, speaking of Arhane, when the guy releases the video of me and him playing our Necron game, the thing is with it is I count in threes. I don't know why. I always count in threes. It's probably because I always use 12s, you know? I don't go 2, 4, 6. I always go 3, 6, 9, you know what I mean? Whenever I'm counting dice. But I always have a known number in front of me. If I was playing like an army like orks or something, where I've got way more dice, I'd probably like playing banks of 20, you know? But I have like I don't know why 12 works. I think it's because the max number of dice that I shoot at one time is 12. So it depends, like 12 isn't like a set number. I'm not saying you should only use 12 dice, but have a set number that makes sense, okay? The only thing outside of armor saves that rolls more than 12 dice in my army is Gulliman in combat. And he hardly ever uses the sweep profile. But if I'm using like double repulsor executioner, I've got like plasma cannons and stuff like that. The repulsor executioner have a heavy onslaught gatling cannon that is 12 shots. That is all of the dice I have on the table. All of them, you know? So I don't need to count them. I just grab the dice and roll them. And then I've got 2 lots of 6 when they rapid fire, the twin Icarus cannons. They're 3 shots each with rapid fire. That's 2 banks of 6. I've got 2 separate colours that are 6 each. I roll them, you know? So like 12 for me works. So it's literally It's literally whatever you think's best of like what in your army. Maybe it's the maximum number of shots one unit has. You know, any more than that, then you just get more when you need them, and then I put them back. You know, that is my quickest way. The other quickest way is I use the rapid fire dice box. That also helps a lot, but because I play so many games with the same army, I've kind of just limited myself to 12, and that makes like things a lot easier. The most time you'll spend is in a game is deployment, okay, turn 1, and counting dice. They're your 3 times 6 in Warhammer. Counting dice out takes too long. I'm running twin Gatling despoil. I need 36. No. Wrong. You need 18. If I was running Imperial Knights, it would be 12 or 18 if I've got the Gatling cannon. Rolling 36 dice takes too long. Got to count them all. Takes too long to analyze the results. I'd roll 18 twice. It's much faster. Trust me. Trust me, dude. Especially with rerolls. Especially if you've got any rerolls of any sort. It's so much easier to have a small set amount of dice. So, yeah. It just makes... I don't know what it is about my brain, but, like, yeah, the most number of dice I'd ever need to roll from one weapon. Not multiple weapons, because if I put all my level 4 strength... Level 4? All my strength... Gundam coming out. If I put all my strength 4 weapons together, I'd have to roll, like, 35 dice. And it's like, no, that's stupid. You know? Repulsor Executioner, 2 shots for the las cannon thing. Heavy bolters, 6 shots. 3 shots, sorry. Twin Icarus is 6 shots. Single Icarus is 6 shots. Heavy onslaught gun cannons, 12. Repulsor race, 10. You know, all of those things. Just think if you had 12 dice, how easy it is to count them out. Just 1 dice, got it. Nice. Yeah, that'd be the quickest way to do it. To be honest, that's the quickest way I sped up. Is I just have 12 dice, and like I said, I don't use Hellstorm dice just because I use those on stream. So if I go anywhere, I use my Midwinter Minis dice. And plus, I like Guy. You know what I mean? Guy's a good friend of mine, so I like to support him. I bought some dice. The thing is with it is I like to support my friends, and they all sell dice. And because I only use my own dice on stream, then it's a bit more awkward because then I don't get to use any of the dice. So now I use my friends' dice as tournament dice. So yeah. But the Necrons versus Necrons game will be coming out sometime. It's going on Guy's channel, so he's managing all that. He came up to me to film the game, so sadly I don't know when it's coming out. But as soon as I know, I'll tell you, obviously. As soon as I know, I'll tell you. But it's going to be on Guy's channel. I'm going to ask him to do like a collab thing so it shows up on both our channels. He gets all the money, but that's okay. I wouldn't mind. It'd be cool if we could do a collab thing. That'd be really sick. So I'll ask him. I think with going to your first tournament as well, you can kind of get in your head of what you should do. But I think the ultimate thing is if you know what your army does, I don't think your opponent's going to ask you anything of you. They might ask about like rules and stuff. But like ultimately, outside of being human and being normal, they're not going to expect anything of you. Take a shower, yeah, like stuff like that is so funny because it always turns up on these threads, and it's just like if you need to be told to take a shower, I don't think going to a tournament is your first priority.
Mikey! Super chat £5 for Mikey. Steve famously told me Hellstorm dice are the problem.
He did, that's true. Papaya, thank you so much for the £5, mate. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Big Steve. I've not seen Steve in ages. I don't need to go see him. So yeah, like I don't roll Hellstorm dice on tournaments, so people can't play my dice. They can play Guy instead. It's great. It keeps going up because it keeps being a problem. You know what? You're so right for that. You are so right for that, let's be honest. I run CSM currently, feeling a bit raidery lately, so I'll likely run 18 Huron plus 5 Terminators. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work, right? Oh wait, would it be 18 shots? 5 Terminators, how many shots do they shoot? Would it be 20 if I've got combi bolters? Or are you running something else? Now you're a card game player, you get to experience it too. You know what? Every card game player I've met in Gundam, been clear as fuck. Because Gundam sold as like a premium card game, it's full of like older people. There's a couple of youngins, don't get me wrong. I realized one of the guys I gave to lift to on Sunday is like early 20s. And I said, what? He's like, how old are you? And I was like, I think you were born in 99. And he was like, I was born in 2003. And I was like, what do you mean 2003? Why is there an and in the year? That's not a year. That's a compound sentence. What do you mean and? And then, so then I realized that I'm really old. But not many people are that young in Gundam. I would say they're like 30s, definitely. It's definitely like an older crowd compared to like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Or Pokemon. 10 to warp tiles, 40 attacks, 20 dice. Perfect, Papaya. Yeah, I think if we're going to use my banks of dice, you know, if you're going to count in base 3 or base 4, the maximum it can be is 20. It can't be more than 20. 20 is too many. 21's too many dice to roll. No. 21 dice too many. I sell in packs of 20, so that's a perfect amount. In Red's opinion, don't shower so your opponent concedes. Not many people are young in a card game based on a franchise that debuted in 1979. No way. Shut up! Shut up! The latest season came out last year. God, it was last year. Shut up. All right. There's so many. All the new stuff's good. All right. You know, Wing came out in. Seed is like. Shut up. Right, and my last advice for going to a tournament, your first tournament, is make sure you stay hydrated and energized using !G Fuel in chat. Oh, so tasty. You can use my link to support the channel. You can also use code Hellstorm at checkout to get a discount, which is very cool, very exciting. And currently, I'm going to double check when the link comes in. Come on now. Nightbot, come on. Nightbot's dead. I've not seen Nightbot posting so long. I miss you, Nightbot. Where are you? It's literally not even worked. That's so funny. I just fucking typed in the stream, it's not worked. What the fuck? Oh, this is good. Let me try one more time. Nightbot. Are you dead now? There we go! Nightbot, thanks for catching up. You can use code Hellstorm to get 20% off your order. But there is currently a bloody Valentine's BOGO time. It's currently buy one, get one free. And also, I know a couple of people are put off by the shipping price, but they've reduced the shipping price from the US to the UK. So if you buy one, get one free, you're looking at like £8 shipping now, which is pretty good for it coming from the US. I've just put an order in for this bad boy. It's tornado flavor, so it's Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's orange cream slice flavor, which is like the orange ice pop flavor, which looks really good. And it's all 2.0, so it's all the brand new flavoring, it's all the brand new mix, which is going to be really cool. I get a little cup, I get a little sticker as well, but there is buy one, get one free. So for every tub that you buy, you literally get one for zero cost. They have 40 servings in each one. Yeah, they have 40 servings in each one, so you're paying 39 quid for 80 energy drinks, basically, with this buy one get one free. So there's loads and loads of flavors to choose from. There's loads of IPs. There's loads of your favorite IPs. I've bought a Sonic Peach Rings one because I really liked it. I had the little sachets for it, so I've got Sonic and I've got Tails come in with a Tails cup as well. I already have the Shadow cup because clearly I have autism. But there's loads and loads of different flavors on the BOGO. There's loads and loads to choose from, as you can see. There are other flavors available as well. Obviously, if you're in the US, there's the Gundam ones, which are exclusive to the US, which I can't get, which I had to get imported. But there's energy tubs, there's cans, there's single serving packets. If you wanted to try some, you can get like little packets. They can also do starter kits, I believe. I'm sure they did starter. Let me look. Shaker cups. I'm sure they did a starter set somewhere. I've definitely had one before. Maybe that's gone. Maybe it's because it's a buy one get one free thing. Collector boxes. These are the fun ones. So these are like the themed ones where you get like a little sticker with them as well. So they've got Knife's Edge, Stab Stimulant. They've got Cell Saga, Perfection Collector. They've got the Claptrap one from Borderlands. They've got Demon Slayer. And they're all really nice. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool cup to have, like mine. They've got the Gundam one, like I said. Sadly, that one is exclusive to the US. Shout out to Duck, who managed to get one for me. But if you want like a cool cup, there's like fucking Shrek one. Who doesn't want a Shrek one? Look at that fucking cup, bro. What the shit is that? It comes in a lunchbox. Swamp water, Mai Tai, and then onion flavor. Mai Tai and onions and waffles. And then you get a Shrek cup. Who doesn't want a Shrek cup? You know what I mean? Look at the state of it. So yeah, so they do loads of different flavors, as I've mentioned. So the nice thing about it is it makes me drink a lot more water. Don't get me wrong, I'm putting powder in it, but it's better than drinking an energy drink, you know what I mean? Buying a can. It's much cheaper as well. Like I say, if you buy one, get one free, it's 50p a drink. So, so they do cans. You can get some cans from the UK, in the UK. I don't know which ones you can get from the UK with these, but there's some shops that sell them as well. So you can like pre-mixed ones if you really wanted to. They're obviously a little bit more expensive, but you know. And then where was it? Coming soon. What's coming soon? So they've got the Nuka Cherry. The Nuka Cola one was really nice, to be fair. And then they've got Mad Love, which is Chucky. And then they've got these, which I've ordered. When are these coming out? April 2026. That's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna wait till April for mine, which is fine. So yeah, so it's cool. It's good shit. It's good shit. I really like it. I've worked with G Fuel for quite a while now. It was when I first became a YouTuber. It was one of those where I was like, holy shit, I'd love to get sponsored by G Fuel one day. So thank you everyone for using my code so far. And if you want to support the channel, you can grab some as well. So yeah, that's my biggest advice. Every tournament I've won recently, I've been drinking G Fuel. Just want to say, every tournament I've won recently, I've been drinking the old G Fuel. You know what I mean? I think I posted on Instagram about it. I was drinking Sonic Peach rings at my last tournament I went to. So right, okay, let's have a look at the comments on this anyway. And going to my first GT. Any tips for making the most? Expect to get 05. Any win is a gift. If you can get a hand on a 90s measuring stick with a semicircle on the end, stick it in the corner of your deployment to remind yourself to screen it. Yeah, these things, which are also available. You can exclamation point widget, I think. This sort of thing is really handy. So obviously I sell these with Tempest Terrain. You can get like a little fold out widget. As you can see, these are really handy because they're like smaller. But this is like a 9-inch one. We do 6 inches and 12 inches as well. These are really, really handy, to be honest. These are really good. But anything like that is great. Is it widget? I don't like the big one with the big semicircle on the end. I think it's just too big. I think it's just annoying. The thing is with my Warhammer stuff, I want it to fit into a little box. You know what I mean? I want it to fit in a little case with my dice. I don't want a big, massive thing as well. I don't have to like fish out 17 different things when I play a game. I want to pull out a case and then that's it. You know, a box of stuff. Great job taking your first second to organise 40k. I've been playing 40k for about 20 years, but I started doing events in the last three or so. First step, you're already there. Don't worry about placing. Just relax and have a good time. Don't stress about take backs. You super vocal about your place. Help your opponent any way you can. This will start to create the vibe you'll experience at events going forward. Prepare. I would recommend a super simple list. You're playing for fun, to make sure you know every unit 100%. Yeah, literally, this should be step 1. This should be step 1. It means taking less than fun lists. This will ensure easier, faster, and less stressful games. It feels bad when you're slowing the game, looking at rules. Also, sleep and eat the night before. You're about to spend 9 hours rolling dice and playing mental gymnasts. Feed your brain extra before you go in. And then have a great day. You'll always set the vibe. You already set the vibe. You create an easy fun list, but things to do on the day. Bring water, then grab another bottle because you'll want that also. Snacks are way better than lunch on break. They give you like 45 minutes for lunch, and that's not enough to go get food. Even if something across the street is that everyone is going there. Bring food and snacks for the day. Don't waste your time leaving the venue. Sit down, eat a sandwich, grab a smoke if that's your thing. Relax your brain and reset for the rest of the event. Don't reach the next match 5 minutes late because traffic and red lights. There's so many other tips. I'm sure the place to play some. I'll leave my message there. This is great. This is really some really good tips. Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, it's understand what your army does. Know this. Drink lots of water. Know what's going on, and don't just relax. This is good advice. Good advice. Get some good shoes. Sit a lot if possible during the game, and have water with you instead of an energy drink. This is a water energy drink. That counts. This is fine. Yeah, good shoes is a good one because you are stood at a table for so long. You need a good seat. Some good shoes because you stood for so long all day. Crocs are a game changer. Yes, Crocs, dude. Yeah, wear some Crocs. The biggest tip I can offer is to know about your list as much as possible and vocalize special abilities. Always good fun to remind your opponent about stuff. Sets the right turn. Just reminding you that your this unit has a reactive move. Big stuff is to know how to deploy your army on the maps. I've been doing taunts for about a year and just started to do this. This is good. If you have caffeine, you should just take water as well. Yeah, definitely. Don't go wrong. You should take water as well. Get plenty of sleep, eat healthy, drink water. Fruits are brain food. Have some for after your first and or second match. Then hit the sugar and energy drinks if you need to for the last match of the day. Crashing from a sugar rush too early could lead to cascading fails for logic and emotion. Thankfully, G Fuel doesn't do this, so don't worry about it. State your intent, make quick decisions, and be kind. Wear good shoes. Sometimes there are chairs, sometimes there are enough. Yeah, state your intent is interesting. State your intent is important. Make quick decisions is interesting. I don't think you necessarily need to like rush yourself because there is enough time to play it as long as you're not checking your rules every 3 seconds. Everyone's first UT is usually a great learning experience. Just do your best to keep your opponent on the same page as you. The early gets easier as you go. Yeah, it's being upfront and clear. Does everyone add any advice? Show the version looking for his advice. That's funny. That's a funny comment. Don't need to downvote, bro. People who Warhammer competitive don't have any sense of humor. That is funny. Don't forget to hydrate and keep your energy up. Nuts and dried fruits are pretty good for this, but any snack can work. Quick handful between rounds can keep you steady. Also, when we used to go to Magic GPs, some folks would take some painkillers about halfway through the day because 12 hours straight thinking brought on headaches. Thankfully, I never had that myself, but enough friends did that. Is worth bearing in mind, though most GTs then do not have days run that long. I mean, 9 hours of Warhammer plus a lunch break is at least 10 to 11 hours. That's still a long day. Especially if you got to travel in the morning. It can turn into like a 15, 16 hour day. But yeah, so take painkillers if you really want to. It's not something I've ever done. I've never really if I've just had a headache, I've bought paracetamol. I've asked people for paracetamol. But it's not something I've like actively taken it with me, but maybe I should. I guess it's also just being stood under probably not great lights. Not like everything, not to shoot it up, but like, not to toot my own horn, but like Outpost has lovely lighting. It's harsh lighting. It's bright because it's a showroom type building, but like you're not like squinting to see stuff. But yeah, it's like eye strain. It can be rough. Headaches can be rough. So it's just something to be aware of. The average skill of a player base has risen in the last 2 years, so you should be happy with any wins you get. There's no such thing as a free win, I learned. Make sure you get a good night's sleep and turn up early. Maybe bring a meal deal or pack lunch because food trucks can take the piss with prices. Remember what table you're at before you go in so you can avoid having to stop and check your phone in the middle of the corridors or main hall. When you get to your table, you'll find a small booklet that is particular to UKTC. Be friendly, ask questions. Don't be afraid to call a judge. There's nothing wrong with calling one over for a query. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Make sure you go through your list with your opponent and likewise. Don't gotcha people and they won't gotcha you. Drink lots of water. Game rooms get hot, and being dehydrated will give you headaches at the end of the day. True. I'm the epitome of an event taking its toll on you. Yeah, literally. Drink lots of water, take some painkillers, study the map pack so you have a rough idea how you want to deploy. This will save time to get your table at ASAP. The Manchester GT is fun. Did you dodge the dodgeballs as well? Great. As a rule, I try to stay to my opponent as best I can. I play by intent. I want to win without gotchas and cheese. You'll meet lots of good people. I really hope you have a good time. If you need anything, my name is Darren. I'm playing Necrons. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. One nice guy. All right, no dodgy comments. Only that one funny one because no one's got any sense of humor. Well, pretty good advice, really. Like I said, the main thing is just understanding what your army is and what it does and what it plans to do, and everything else will slot into place as long as you're just a nice person. I don't think you need to overly think about like what you should expect in a tournament, because ultimately your job on the day of a tournament is to play games fairly and go to the right table. You know what I mean? That's ultimately all you have to like really... If you really want to worry about anything, that's all you have to do. You have to turn up to the table at the right time and then play a fair game. That's all you have to do. And then submit your score. That is it. And even then, your opponent can probably do it for you. So there's not much on the onus of the player. The point of going as a player is to have fun. So, yeah. I mean, lots of good advice. Shower, take painkillers, take water. But it's not something that, like, you need to panic about, definitely. So if you haven't already, consider coming to the Hellstorm tournament. / shopping chat. There has just been a link posted, I believe. No, but that's fine. / shopping chat. You can always find a link into our tournaments in our Discord. And we have multiple tournaments going up. The next tournaments will be going on sale shortly. So if you'd like to attend to an event in the future, if you can't make the one at the end of this month, then we have April teams. We have an event in June. We have another teams in August, and we have another event in October, sorry. So there's lots of events going up shortly, all at a discounted rate, and there will be early bird offerings as well. So if you grab your tickets earlier, the better. So yeah, great time. All right, I need to blow my nose again. Sorry. Don't know what it is about fucking being on stream recently. I keep talking so much, and then I'm just like, my sinuses are going crazy. I don't get it. Also, being a good carrying system for your army. If you're messing around with 50 small phone boxes, unpacking a pack of your army takes you bring a magnet transport system. Yeah, that'll help. But I don't think it's necessary for your first event. It's just like, you'll realize it's like, oh, everyone else has got like a much better system than me. You know? Like I said, I think necessary versus like good stuff to do, like good practice. I think necessary is getting a good night's sleep, know what your shit does, turn up to the table. You know? But I'm not saying you're not giving a good advice, because it is good advice. But it's not like something you need to worry about for your first event. I don't think you need to buy much. You just need the right models and turn up at the right time. Discord, but Reddit told me Discord is cancelled. Yeah, like Discord's going through problems, but people are blaming Discord, but it's just the first one or the most recent one that's struggling with a government that's trying to, a tyrannical government trying to deal with it. So, yeah, not good. Right. So, the next thing I want to look at, we either have people shitting on Age of Sigmar or react time. People shitting on Age of Sigmar or react time. What do you reckon, chat? I wanted to look at Casually Explained, the global military superpowers. Because I like Casually Explained. I've been wanting to watch that one. I put it in watch later for one of my political streams. You know, but we haven't really done one because I've been avoiding talking about pedophiles. So what would you guys like? We've got one of each. Excellent. React or Sigmar? Okay. Sigmar. 2 for Sigmar. Anyone else? Welcome, Loud Sky. Not seen you before. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Talk about Peter files. No. All right, let's see what's been said. So in this post, I've not looked at it yet. I just saw the title and I was like, okay, let's have a look at that. God damn it. I am frustrated with the current state of competitive Age of Sigmar. The decision to make points high and battle tactics hard was a mistake. Hello, I'm usually an AOS optimist and I want everyone to play the game I love, but lately I'm quite frustrated by the state of the game. Age of Sigmar used to be the technical points game. You use intricate movement to score, block, and challenge your opponent's game plan. Games are more about scoring, positioning, and movement than trying to table your opponent. It made the game fun and interesting at a high level. Which is fairly accurate, I would say. Fairly accurate. You could definitely, like, especially in like previous General's Handbook, you could, definitely like work around knowing what your opponent's battle tactics were to try and deny them next turn. You know, what is the easiest battle tactic for my opponent? Is it to hold some terrain? I'll just body all the terrain this turn. You know, is it because you want to kill one of my units, kill a character or something like that? I'll try and protect them. Now, it's not always possible, but it was very interactive. Because we kind of do that in 40k, you know, if we go first, we try not to hold any objectives turn 1 in case they get overwhelming force. We try and put units in the middle in case they draw area denial, but it's all random. We can't control it. Whereas Age of Sigmar, it was pick a battle tactic, do battle tactic, and you had to kind of... It was good because you could kind of see what your opponent would want to do and you could deny it, you know. In 40k, we have that same thing, but we're relying on a random deck. We're kind of going, they could draw this, so we need to try and stop them doing as much as possible. But ultimately, we can't stop them always because we don't know what they're going to draw. We might stop them doing one thing and give them another. But it makes it very interactive. But Age of Sigmar is very regimented. So, like, now you know what they have to do. There's not even a choice anymore. You know what they have to do next, and you can deny that. But I would say that my AOS skill or AOS knowledge is definitely more lacking with this recent General's Handbook because I didn't enjoy it. So I will just like get my biases out the window. But we'll see what this Reddit user say. It says the point increase make it so very few armies can afford to take expendable chaff and scoring units. As a result, they all in on damage. So the points on units are quite high. Yeah, because Age of Sigmar is definitely a smaller game compared to something like 40k in terms of like model count, especially even like horde armies and stuff like that. They're saying that rather than taking chaff, you just take kill death balls. Battle tactics are way too hard to score compared to 3rd edition. Like I said, 3rd edition was very typical of 2nd edition. It was like grab a terrain piece in your opponent's home field, stand in the middle, stand in corners, etc. They're relatively straightforward. I was like have a unit on each side of the board, on the short board edges and stuff. They're relatively straightforward and quite easy to score a lot of the time. Whereas a new one, it's very regimented how you score. You basically pick 2 as part of your army, which I hate. You pick 2 as part of your army, and you have to do step 1 on that. And then once you've done step 1, you can move on to step 2 for each battle tactic. You can score it 3 times. They've crossed the point where people do not actively go for battle tactics anymore. It is a preferred strategy to attempt to table your opponent turn 2 because that's the only way you can score some of these tactics. Yeah, because a lot of them are kill-based as well. It's like kill a character, then kill the most expensive unit or whatever. And if you kill your opponent, it's very much the Starship Troopers moment, right? It's your opponent can't shoot me if their hand is disarmed or whatever. If their hand is stuck to the wall, they can't shoot you, type shit. If you kill your opponent, they can't score points. That's ultimately the best way to stop your opponent scoring is to kill. You know, it could be stun an objective, not let him take it. It could be move blocking. It could be whatever. But ultimately, the best way to stop your opponent winning games is to kill them. And Age of Sigmar, because it's like all combat, it's just run to the middle and fight each other. If you just have a better army, you have better abilities, you have better defensive profile, better offensive profile, you can just win by killing. It make it quite easy. Because of these things put together, the dreaded double turn is now stronger than ever. As someone who's actively played AOS for years, the double turn has never been a big deal and was rarely game winning for experienced players. You used to be able to properly set up screens and really knew to what a double turn can do. It was not uncommon for most players to pass on taking a double, but now the double is heavily disincentivized and nerfed, and it's always optimal to take the double. The double turn is heavily disincentivized and nerfed, and it's optimal to take the double turn, and it's game winning because armies are tech to table you, and you can't afford screens to mitigate its impact. That was a really weird way to write that. It's disincentivized in terms of scoring, yeah, but it's incentivized in killing. So because units are so expensive, you're not taking any screens. So when you do double turn, you can hit hard because they don't have any screens for you to have to get through. The nerf to double turn is you can't score a battle tactic that turn, but who cares? I couldn't score it anyway. It's too dang hard. The game's become, I push my high damage unit center board and you push your high damage center board. If neither of us doubles, we play to round 3 and see who wins. And I'm maybe just nostalgic for the old days of AOS, but it was really uninteresting to play compared to 40k. I don't disagree with this because that and the double turn thing, because that's how I found I win games, you know. I run Aussie Out Bone Reapers, very excited for the new battle tome. I should probably think about reading it sometime soon. Games Workshop haven't sent me any previews for it, which is a bit of a shame. I was really hoping for it, but they haven't. But a lot of the time, what I was doing is putting all my horrible units just outside of their charge range, hoping I'd go first, moving, double turning, charging and winning. That is ultimately what I did. The only time I didn't do that was against the I know I'm probably out of date now, so fine. I'm not playing in a year or so. I don't remember the last played it was Decknell's event, which is a while ago, and that was last year. But it was the Varangard, the double fighting Varangard with Be'lakor. That was the only time I didn't win, and that's just because it was just too tough to get through. But it was a very, very good army. But it's just like, I'm exceptionally killy, I revive, I'm really defensive. I charge you, I get better charging, and then plus on the wound, you charge me, and then I get a 5+ fin pen, you know? Or like ignore damage roll, or whatever they call it. But yeah, I just double turned and just charged and killed shit, and that was like every game, every time. It just got really boring, and that's why I file. And this guy's having the same very similar mindset. I think the battle tactics are just bad. They don't make me want to score points. They make me want to just kill stuff, you know? But yeah, feel free to tell me I'm off sentiment here, or if you think I'm wrong, and sorry for typos. So let me know your thoughts, chat, on Age Sigmar if you're a player. I just think them, and I know I've gone over it before. I just think the missions in Age Sigmar are really bad. Like, the secondary missions, the battle tactics are just really poo. They're just really boring. And like you say, you just don't need to do them. You can just kill your opponent and then score because you hold more objectives at the end. And a lot of the time, it's just win to do well. You know, you don't have to score loads of points. Points differential doesn't matter if your opponent's dead. So yeah. Double turn wins you the game. Can't score battle tactics. Okay, I'll score the next turn. If I'm using intercept and recover, I'll kill the unit now and score it next. Yeah, literally. Rare miss. Why do you think it's a rare miss, Isaac? Why do you think it's a rare miss? I think a lot of what they're saying is pretty true, or especially from my experience. But you might have you might not think so. As a competitive 4K player who's played and owned some AOS, I was willing to take competitive AOS's word when they said a double turn takes some getting used to, but it's actually fine competitively. However, I agree with Op. I noticed much of the same. Even seasoned players will start their turn to say, well, I'm not going to be able to do any of these battle tactics this turn, so let's move on. Yeah, I don't think double turn was a problem. It became a problem because killing's more important, you know? I don't think it was that bad, to be honest. Um, 40k player, but mostly, but I played AOS in the past. The double turn was always able to be mitigated with a few notable exceptions when certain armies were too good. Yeah, that was the thing, right? Well, I cannot figure out these days what on earth the game actually gains from having the down thing. We already know they can balance the game to disincentivize always wanted to go first, so your opponent being able to threaten to go back of 1 into top of 2 isn't needed to scare off or wanted to go in first. In the meantime, more casual players randomly get destroyed when it happens. The double turn is just such an interesting one because it's like It's just like the double turn is strong because you can go and double kill, but like it can be also really bad because if you like cast loads of like spells or abilities, a lot of defensive spells and abilities last until your next strategy phase, or what the command phase, the start of your next turn. So if you get double turned, all your abilities stay up. You know, it's like, well, I had a turn, now it's your turn, I've got my defensive profile up, cool, I've survived. You double turn, cool, I've still got it up. You know, it still works, it still keeps going. Hero phase, that's it. So it's until my next hero phase, so they just stay up. So a lot of the time, the double turn can be disincentivized because it's like, well, I've got all these spells that I don't have to roll for now, I'll just keep them. You know, I'll just keep all my defensive shit, that's fine. Because I knew you were going to hit me because it's your turn next, and now you double turn me, so you're doing it twice. Little bit annoying, but also, I don't have to roll my defensive spell again. But the problem is like, just playing the missions is poo. So once you've been double turned, what's your option? It's just to kill your way back out of it. It's not to play the mission and score loads of points. It's not to avoid your the big hammer unit, because you don't have chance. You've just got to deal with it. It will always be able to catch you if they double turn because it moves twice. It gets to attempt to charge twice, and then yeah, it's you haven't got enough time to deal with that unit and try and score loads of points. It just doesn't happen because the battle tactics are too hard, in my opinion. I don't think the battle tactics. My personal grievance with Age of Sigmar, I think it's a fantastic game. I don't mind the double turn. I think it's fine. I think the battle tactics are wank. That is my personal grievance. And so if I do say something that you disagree with, it's related to battle tactics. That's why. But yeah. Rare is because in my experience, chaff is still there and double is still heavily disincentivized. I would say definitely in point scoring, yeah. But like I said, it's if we say the point scoring is a problem because it's boring or rubbish or doesn't work very well, so you're just going for kill, then it's kind of like less disincentivized. I've only had one person at the top actually take the double on me, and it was Super Killis on actually said I didn't screen out well, so they tabled me turn 1. It's a shame that can happen though, right? You know? Like, if you make a mistake and you can get severely punished that you get table turn 1, that's a bit rubbish. I'm not saying the double turn is a problem. I'm not trying to, like, jump on the hate Age Sigmar because it has a double turn. It is such a weird mechanic, though, isn't it? You know? I like it because if you are losing and you then pull out a double and then get back in the game, that is great. It is a great catch-up mechanic, don't get me wrong. But it's funny that you can lose 10-1 because someone doubles you. And it's like, the problem is it's that it's not a lot of understanding of the game that you need to get over it, but it's enough that it can put people off, you know? You also need a double to turn to activate the interesting thing about the mission you're playing. If no one takes it, you don't see it. Yeah, for sure. Has AOS 4 been a big mistake? Will they have to reset again in 5? No, I think the core of the game is great. I think the core of Age of Sigmar is great. The game works fine. The General's Handbook is poo. I'm excited for the new one in the new year, in June or whatever, in a few months. I'll try it again. I'll try and get some more Osseout Bow Reapers painted up and I'll give it another go. I just don't like the battle tactics. I think they're so bad. The problem is with Games Workshop, they'll never admit a mistake. They'll go through kicking and screaming until the new one comes out. So, as someone who also likes 4K, this is one of the biggest reasons I've only been playing 4K for the last 6 months. It was hard enough picking my battle tactics. Never mind trying to do them. When my opponent gets the 2 to 3 turn double, battle tactics are out the window for me. I don't think the whole complaint is double turn now. That's the problem. Losing the ability to double reinforce chaff also hurts. Tar pits are pretty bad at doing their job because even with the recursion, it's not very difficult to clear squads now, so even attrition armies are pushed into damage-based builds. I kind of prefer the meta when we all have to take small units to do battle tactics to our current one. Yeah, I guess so. It was nice when you used to be able to take like random little units to do stuff, and now, like I said, it just feels like you can't. It just feels like you just go all big bricks to just weather the storm or kill. GD never admits fault. Tell that to Twisted Challenger cards. They never admit fault unless Art of War make 2 videos complaining about it. I love the battle tactics thematically speaking, but they bring a really strong narrative to even tournament games, but I don't find myself able to write lists with them in mind. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, Isaac. They're just like, I can see the vision, I just don't like it. You know what I mean? I understand what they're trying to do. I just think it's bad. I very much prefer the ongoing battle tactics compared to previous. Choose the most convenient chore to do each turn that has no discernible connection to the battle and is just busy with that mysteriously scores you points. I hate that that's so true, but I prefer the old... I prefer choosing chore. Everyone knows that the hoovering chore is way more fun than washing the dishes, okay? And guess what? I just want to pick up the hoovering chore because that's fun. Do you know what isn't fun? Being told what chore to do each order. Every game doing the same 3 tasks for the same 6 tasks 2 at a time. That is such a funny way to write it, but I like it. I think it's good. I want to do the hoovering now, and now there's hardly any pots, and now I'll wash the pots. You know what I mean? I.e., I want to just go grab their terrain because I've got a deep striking unit and they've run off from it. I can also kill their faction terrain piece at the same time. It's great. It's good fun. Do you know what? It's not that it's a convenient chore. It's that my opponent didn't bother thinking about what I could do and I capitalized on it. You know? Now it's very obvious what I've got to do because I've got a choice of 2. That's all I've got. You know what I'm going to do, so you're just going to stop me doing it. So what can I do? I'm going to kill you. You know? There's no back and forth. There's no back and forth. That's the problem. It's just kill or be killed. Ongoing battle tactics makes it feel like an actual battle plan, a goal to work towards, not arbitrary, meaningless tasks. But a lot of them are just meaningless tasks in an order. You know what I mean? But they need to take a look at them because you say, right now, it's generally better to smash your opponent and collect your points afterwards. And you often don't have many points available for screens. Yeah. I agree and also disagree with half of this comment. I agree that this is exactly what it is, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. Unfortunately, I totally agree with you. The double turn currently has no actually healthy game benefit. I mean, it does. I don't think complain about the double turn. It's like, how long has Age of Sigmar been out? Like 10 years, if not longer. And we still complain about the double turn. You know? I think the double turn's fine. I think it's fine. Whatever. 11 years. There you go. I think they've done enough to deal with the double turn. I think people are blaming us like something that's just been blamed forever, whereas that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Another huge problem is that AOS has is no tells about crit mortals, the worst imaginable rule. Avoid getting similar dynamic, you can be sustained, you can be lethal, you can have devastating wounds. Which means one of them gives you volume, which is balanced how good are your attacks are, especially our strength. One of them may compensate for bad strength and characteristic, flatten out bad results against high toughness. And that gives you a chance to slip by someone's savable wounds, which is really good for low AP weapons or against invulnerable saves. It's pretty close to perfect in theory. You can argue about application of cost, but I feel like this one works really well. AOS takes both of the first concept and applies them in the same way, which is good enough. Lack of a toughness stat makes auto wound kind of a weird stat. Then again, there's a lot of -1. Then he throws that concept out the window for crit mortal, which is like death wounds except on the hit roll, which makes it by far the best keyword to have barred on every situation. You don't need to roll to wound, and your opponent doesn't need to get a save. So even if you have half decent unit with crit mortal, you take it to reinforce it. There's no need to think about it. And since those damage spill over, damage 2 plus critical mortals are ridiculously good to get everything in the game. Yeah, crit mortals are really good, aren't they? I think if crit mortal should just be on the wound like 40k. I feel like that was one of those ideas where they kind of went 40k does this and that works really well. How do we differentiate? Let's make it on the wound, on the hit roll. you know? I think making out the wound roll would make sense. I can understand that being a problem. AOS doesn't really do rerolls. Well, 40k doesn't out of a lot of things. Outside of Space Marines. I think the double turn is shit, but I moved on from AOS. Yeah, I know you don't like it personally, but like I said, it's one of those. It's once you've played a few games of it and you understand how to utilize it and how to play around it, it's a fun mechanic because you can kind of put yourself in a position and gamble. It's like it's a gambling addict's dream. Is the double turn? You know what I mean? It's a dream. It's fun. Most games are now just brawl in the middle, slugfest. Every deployment is Dawn of War. Shooting is bad, so everyone just jams the most efficient melee stats they have. I like structure of fourth, but I agree the flavour and nuances are gone. It's a very boring game now. Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with a lot of this thread. Not all of it. Not all of it. I like choosing my chores. List build is needlessly restrictive. Regiment options are overall a silly requirement that dampens creativity. I do think list building is weird as well. I just looked up the stats and cool boys are in fact above the 55% line. What's the 55% line? Am I amateur for not knowing what the 50? Is this some AOS shit I don't understand? Is this some AOS shit I don't care about, or is it actually interesting? What's the 55% line? Was new edition 2025 2024? It was 2024. Yeah, 2024. So the new edition is next year. Which lines up because it's 40k, Age Sigmar, Heresy, whatever. You know? Then it's 40k again. No, it's literally, it's 40k, Sigmar, Heresy, 40k. Yeah. Then whatever throughout the rest of the year. They're getting 40k this year. Next year will be Sigmar. Year after will be Heresy. Then it's 40k again. God, that's such a timeline, isn't it? I was wrong. I don't know what you're wrong about though, Isaac, so don't worry about it. All World isn't on the 3-year cycle though, is it? All World's doing its own thing. Everything of theirs comes out in January for a start. I play a lot of both AOS and 40k, but I'm a big fan of the current AOS, and I think the last two battle tomes, Lumineth, Realmlords, and Elite, show promise as the edition moves forward. While I understand the frustrations and agree with many of them, I worry a lot of them come from people not fully engaging with the core of the game and the reasons these issues are what they are. Oh, 55% win rate. Okay, that makes sense. I well hope not. Heresy is not a sissy. What a 3-year cycle. JD, sorry mate, you're already on it. You're already on it. Do you know how long the last edition was out for? You'll never guess. You'll never fucking guess. It'd be crazy when you work it out. When Heresy 1 come out? Was it 4 years ago, mate? Because yeah, it was. That will be going into a regular cycle. I don't disagree that All World won't be in a regular cycle. It probably will be, but it's not going to be June. It's going to be January. I really a lot of them come from people not fully engaged with the core game. Yes, points are too high across the board. I'd like to see them lowered. It was clear everything got a tax placed on it due to manifestations. Manifestations are their own ball of worms. So many on the internet just say shit wrong. Heresy 1 came out years ago. Alright, okay. Not 7th edition Heresy. Heresy 2. Sorry, my apologies. Is Old World already 3 years old? If they're on a 3-year cycle, it'll come out in January. It's 2 years old, right? 2024? I got a fucking preview, but there we go. Heresy. 3 years ago. Oh, shit. That was the first one. That came out in June 2022. They released a new box in June 2025. 3-year cycle. The Old World. This is like when it first came, when I first did it. This is like the week it came out. 2024. Yeah, so the new one, if they're going to keep it on a 3-year cycle, we should expect a new Old World edition in 2027, January. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they will, but if they did, it'll be 2027. So yeah. Let's hope it's more than 3. Armies in Heresy are far bigger than 40k. Take more to get ready. Yeah, I don't think they care though, do they? They just want you to buy shit. They don't care if it takes long to sort. They just want you to buy it. But yeah, you're on a 3-year cycle, buddy, already. It's not something that I've like theorized. It's already happened. There was Heresy, and then there was it's Heresy 2, not Heresy 1. You are right. Heresy 1 was 11 years. They've put it onto. They've realized it's a big seller. They brought it out in 2022, and then they brought out the next one in 2025. So the next one will be 2028, I imagine. I might be wrong. Don't be wrong. I might be wrong, but like when everything's on a 3-year cycle, and there was 3 years of Heresy 2 to 3, it kind of makes you think there's probably going to be another 3 years. You know. Anyway, why do they say ball of worms, not can of worms? They've toned down, and on a much better spot, but I don't think the points have been adjusted to reflect their weakened state, nor do I think the armies that can't use them were given the low points they deserve. That being said, manifestation screens in many situations. They're not perfect, but slamming down a grave tide, especially on countercast, will many times stop an opponent's turn dead in the water. But battle tactics, yes, they're harder. Yes, there are turns you choose not to pursue them, and that's why there are 3 straight stages each. You don't need to rush them. Technically, you don't need to try and score the first one until turn 3 and still try and get full points. I envision with battle tactics, man, there's 2, maybe 3 good ones. Maybe get some better ones in the next update this summer, but I think the bones and the quest-like nature of them is decent design space, even if the execution isn't great. Yeah, I think they're just like, it's just not great. That's my problem. They're just not fun. I don't think they're very fun, to be honest. And then there's a double turn. There's always going to be an advantage depending on who goes first or second. It's an issue with 4K and AOS with both flavouring going second at this time. I don't think most people give the double the respect it deserves or realise they can spend a turn or 2 of staging. You can get half your primary score from holding 1 objective in most battle plans. You get 8 out of 10 from holding 2. You don't have to full score, and most of the time trying puts people in a position where they overextend and get slammed for it. My best games usually don't see full combat engaged until turn 3. Both my opponents and I are jockeying for position until we pull the trigger. Yes, AOS has some problems right now, but I'll take it over the Catan Death Guard Knight issues I've seen 40k the past year. The thing is with this is, barring Catan, most of these were fixed really quickly. You're welcome, by the way, for me publishing that. Ban on Imperial Knights. Shall I ban Catan next week? Shall I ban Catan next week and get them there for you? Don't worry about it. I think, complaining about Death Guard and Knights, it wasn't very long, you know what I mean? Whereas it's been a full year of bad battle tactics. You know? It's been a full year of bad battle tactics, nearly. I kind of half agree with this, but I think the biggest problem right now is just the availability of high damage and elite units. The game right now really incentivizes damage. I think if there's an AOS-wide increase to points of higher damage elite units, the game would be a better state. I think the game's already too small, that's the problem. You know? I think the game's only too small, so you get one big brick, and they get their big brick, and it's whoever wins. Some army units like Mega Guards force you to take high damage units to deal with them. Gavnets have high damage potential, movement, and objects in control and durability. You don't get a lot of them, so they're weakest against units with high damage that can kill them quickly. I guess? I've been on the AOS GT scene since the beginning. Gotta say, it's wild to me that you think the game hasn't always been about killing plus objectives like it is today. The janky in second edition was insane, and having faction-specific battle tactics felt like an uphill battle if your army had crap ones. Yeah, I think the army-specific ones are always a problem, but I think the faction-specific ones aren't too bad. Like, I play about stat check armies. Yeah, which is just as irrelevant to this conversation, really. I enjoy the tough tactics and the fact that if I miss a single one earlier, it's not instantly GG anymore. Yes, the points are high depending on the faction, but that makes actual hordes feel like hordes in GT games take long enough as it is. I don't miss a day's as each jailing me in my deployment zone before I go, or spending 10 command points to insta-shoot your opponent off the table, or an artifact that made it so I literally can't be attacked before I go. I guess my point is the game is a healthy state, relatively speaking, and difficult tactics is better than every single game having 5 out of 5 completed, plus way less jank. Yeah, I'm not totally in disagreement with this. Some of them were easy. Some of them are or were too easy to complete. I just don't think that the ones we have right now are fun. You know? Personally. Spearhead scoring is good. Yeah, I agree. Spearhead's good. Maybe you should just make AOS. I think because they focus so much on Spearhead for Age of Sigmar, they kind of like floundered Sigmar a little bit. Spearhead is just a better game. I speak specific secondaries causing issues. Why does that sound familiar? Was that 9th edition? Yeah, it was 9th. I love how while reading this thread, I read 2 back-to-back comments. One said Horde armies too good, another said Elite armies are too good. That is this thread now. It's just complaining about the double turn mostly. There's so many people just complain about the double turn, which is fine. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That is also okay. Ultimately, I think people need to realize sometimes that maybe a game just isn't for you. If you don't like the double turn, you just don't like Age of Sigmar. I don't think they're going to get rid of it anytime soon. But I think a lot of the problems that are brought up are true. I don't think double turn is the problem here. I just think, like I said, I just think the scoring's boring. I wish there was a fun scoring system for Age of Sigmar, but there just isn't right now. So yeah, I'm hoping and praying that the new General's Handbook is good. Like I said, I'll see Outbow Reaper stuff eventually, and I'll grab it and see what it's about. But I wasn't a huge fan of this one. Posting Warhammer competitive, which is mostly 40k based, is going to inevitably have 400 people that don't even play AOS post about how they hate AOS because of the double turn. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, bud. Anyway, I've kind of mentioned that I've just don't like AOS scoring. I hope I don't come across as the hater. I do apologize if I do. I do apologize if I do. That's not really my intent, but it's like I don't like it, and the problem is every time I read about AOS, that's all I can think about. So, but I love AOS as a game. I played loads of it when it came out. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Gitface has posted. Gitface posted. Feel like Hellstormwargaming Mr. 12 Dice is calling me out. Gitface, this is way too many dice to play a game with. This is way too many dice, and not one Hellstormwargaming dice in sight. This is disgusting. You should play with these, and that's it. Just these. Just 10. Just play with 10, that's all you need. Also, I'm going to say it, chat. I'm going to say it. It might sound controversial, but dice with numbers on are icky. Dice with numbers on are icky. Can I say that? Is this a safe space? Is this a safe space? Dice with numbers on like this. Gross. Gross. Why not pips? Why not pips? We used to be a real country and have pips. Why have we got numbers on them? I'm not here. I'm here to count dots. I'm not here to read numbers. I'm here to lead, not to read. This is disgraceful behavior. Can you believe? Why do you need this many dice? What do you need this many dice for? The symbol always has to be a 6. Everything else is a Geneva Convention. Yeah, like, what's the numbers on? No, disgusting. I keep forgetting to get some off you. Also, if they had numbers on, I'd be all over them. Okay, fine. I'll make some with numbers on, but I'm going to charge triple. All right, I'll do normal dice with pips, and I'll do ones with numbers on. I'm going to charge you so much money. Because it's disgusting. I don't ever want to see them. Symbol on the one is godly. Symbol on the one's crazy, bro. That's more right. The only time you can have a one is if it's a skull. It's a skull and you're in Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, Mike, you want to see something interesting? You're setting yourself up for failure. It's got to be fucking good. Posting latest video and I might have a look. Posting latest video chat and I might have a look. You're setting yourself up for failure though. If it's bad, I'll ban you for life. That's the deal. Different symbols on one of the 6. You need to get rid of that friend. No, to get rid of them. Get rid of that friend. Exclude them from your life. Don't ever talk. Block every contact method. Never talk to them again. You see, this is peak. This is peak, Nige. Great job, mate. This, glorious. Look how beautiful. Look at all that. I think you've got more of Hellstorm dice than I have. More styles. This was the first one we ever made. And then we made these ones. You can tell because the logo slightly changed. Can you see? Like the older ones are like more like hexagon. And then we moved to like the shield shape. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. PS, can I get a discount code so I can order more to trigger you and support you? Yes, I will. I'll make a new channel with discount codes for the members so it's easier to find. But it's not changed, if that helps. If you can remember it, it hasn't changed. And it's to do with the colour of your name, if you remember that. My friend had a set of custom scaling dice made when he did Warhammer fantasy events back in the day. That's cute. But you should use Hellstorm dice. The only time you don't use Hellstorm dice if you meet and you have midwinter minis dice. Plucky never posted. Plucky, you let me down, bro. I told you. I told you. You let me down. You had nothing. All right. Let's watch Casually Explained. Let's watch about the global superpowers. How about that? How's that sound? Unfortunately, didn't have a time machine. Sucks to be him then, doesn't it? I posted in the chat here. But you can't post links, bro. Did it say you can't post links in this chat by any chance? We don't have links in chat because it just gets filled with spam. So I don't have links on. I might make it a member-only benefit, maybe. But yeah, so that's why I said post it on the Discord in latest video chat. Yeah, you can't post links in chat. Oh, he didn't even tell you? Nah, the message just gets deleted. So, I can't see it. I'm waiting on you, though. I'll wait for you before I start watching the video. Can I make it so it spends a message? Let me have a look. Oh, it says channel members can post links. Chat, if you remember, try posting a link. But I only do it once, don't do it twice. Time out message. No links. Spam. No links. Hey, to link. They should have had a link already. Let me try that. Yeah, if you remember, try posting a link to something cool. Something not weird. Because it says whitelisted for members. Or maybe it's done with YouTube. Maybe that's why. Settings. Permissions. User management. Don't know. Yeah, I think YouTube's doing it then. No, because you can't do it either. It's mostly because people post links on YouTube chat. You know what I mean? Like on comments and stuff, they'll leave links to like spam shit. Or they'll be like, enter my giveaway. Or you won the giveaway, here's a link. And it just like wipes your account. War Castle. Yeah, so it's YouTube doing it. It's not Nightbot. Yeah, so no links just because I had loads of problems with comments. It was linking to like porn and stuff like that. A weekend of Warhammer in a castle. Command your armies inside a historic fortress. Lucky, have you organised this or is it someone else? Likely price. Oof. 1,500 quid. Rule the keep in total luxury. This premier suite offers a private double bedroom and an adjoining reception room. 1,200 for an inner sanctum. 900 for the garrison. All packages will be non-refundable. What the fuck? Price is so expensive. A weekend. Yeah, I'm alright. A weekend for 1,500? Or 250 to play? Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright, pal. It's cool, but fuck me. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's get a credit card out, mate. Don't worry about it. Fuck me, that's expensive. I literally put my prices down because people could play it at 70. Imagine paying 250? Fuck me. And that price and no refunds, am I being road pulled? Yeah, no refunds is crazy. I'm organising. Okay, so we're just self-promoting. Cool, great. Right, chat. We have casually explained the global military superpowers, but have you seen me posting on Instagram? Have you seen me post on Instagram? Chat, I've hit 2 billion views this month. Can you believe? I've hit 2 million views in the last 28 days because of YouTube Shorts. Isn't that fucking stupid, dude? I hate YouTube Shorts, but they're so effective at getting views and getting your name out there. But I've had a video hit 2.5 million views. It is my most viewed video on any platform. You know? All of this time and work I put into all of these videos, all of the hours and hours and hours of fucking editing, like scripting, shooting, hours and hours and hours, all of this work, years and years of work, all right, and ideas and concepts. However, the shorts, are you ready? 2.5 million views to listen to a remix of the Attack on Titan theme and some capillary action. What the fuck is happening, dude? What the fuck, bro? I didn't even have to pay. I didn't even have to pay to promote it. And every comment, right? Every comment is like, wash your thumb. All right, this is DSP. I'll go latest. This was cute. I've become one of those viewers. I never engaged in this stuff. Not even a big fan of Warhammer or Gun. I just zoomed in. Sorry. There you go. Not even a big fan of Warhammer or Gun, but I completely understand what this means. I don't know what to do with it. Somehow this track talking about the music, but it was like, most of it was just like, wash your thumb. Where is it? I'm just getting so many comments now, so I can't even keep up anymore. Painting hands like your landlord painting over electrical sockets. There was a lot talked about my thumb. Okay. Maybe it's in reply. Maybe that's why I can't see it. The thing is someone who's long since stopped caring about getting paints on their fingers. There was so many! I promise! I promise there was so many! Bro's thumb became part of the sculpture. Painting hands like it's our landlord painting over electrical sockets is a good one. A big chance that Henry Cavill's watching this downvote. See, the thumb made me think how cool it would be to have these textures on 40. Oh, okay, never mind. There's like a comment, there's a thread talking about how toxic paint is. Acrylic paint, by the way. How toxic all this paint is and how I'm going to die. I've had so many notifications about it. I've just been like downvoting all the comments. Anyway, this has got 2.5 million views now, and it's single-handedly carrying my channel. Okay. I mean, it's a fun video, but like, no one's gonna watch this and go, "Wow, I'm gonna go watch Hellstorm Wargaming. This is a channel that looks really exciting." They're gonna watch it, like it, leave a comment, then scroll and forget about me and never look at me again. That's what's awful about it. I'll show you the analytics though, because that's what's fucking wild. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Nick, go away! Go away, Nicholas. So this is my views in the last 28 days, right? So 28 days, I've had 2 million views, right? 2 million views in total. This is my last 28 days, my top content. 2 million views in the last 28 days, chat. I'm really winning. It's not that one video has got 1.8 million and the rest has got 200,000. No, I am truly, truly blessed to have so many adoring fans who want 2 million new fans. That's what they say. But yeah, look at the fucking state of it. I don't know what happened. I mean, this is a great video to make money from. Don't get me wrong. 200 quid for 30 seconds. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, chat. But what the fuck happened here? It was doing quite well. It did all right. It did good, you know. For the first 26 days, it got 200,000 views. That would be like, okay, cool. It's fine. It's done all right. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, that's pretty good. I'm all right. I'm all right with that. 200,000 views in the first month, all day. 50 days, it got 600,000 and just kept climbing. No, not a bad rate, but compared to the first 30 days getting 200,000 and then 50 to 78 getting another 60,000, you know, much slower. You know, it slows down quite a bit. Still climbing, still doing great, still gaining subscribers. You know, gave me a couple of hundred subscribers every 30 days or whatever. And then for some reason, on the 8th of Feb, it just went 700,000, and then 100,000, over 100,000 in a single day. As you can see, 735 to 871 on Monday the 9th. Where were you Monday the 9th of Feb, and was it watching a Hellstorm Wargaming short? Because that would make sense. That would make sense. I don't get it though, but it's just ballooned. It went from 700,000 9 days ago to now 2.5 million. 700,000 was sick. What is happening? Honestly. Can someone explain? If you bought views on my account, just please stop. But like, what is happening? I don't get it. I'm just, chat, you're going to see so many capillary reaction videos, I won't lie. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be spamming the shit out of them. There's going to be so many capillary reaction videos where like, here's me, and it's going to be like Attack on Titan or some other sad anime music on top, maybe Jujutsu Kaisen for a little bit, something else popular, and that's all I'm going to be now. Fuck long form videos. I am capillary reaction man, all right? That's such a good name, Capillary Action Man. That's my new channel. I'm rebranded. What the fuck are we doing here? Live stream. I could have made 17 shorts. Why do we put any thought into anything? Why don't we just make brain rot content and get 2.5 million views in 150 days? My channel has like 13 million in total. I'm gonna have a look. Wait, hold. Lifetime views, 14 million views, all right? My entire lifetime views, since the 10th of January 2016, 10 years, I've had 14 million. In the last 28 days, I've gained 2. That means I was 12 million a month ago. And now, because of that one video blowing up, it's gone up to 14 million. What the fuck is happening? I just wish I knew what was happening, to be honest. I wish I knew, but it's just capillary reaction. That's all it is. And like, you can see, it's not bots or anything, because it's all from the shorts feed. It's just naturally occurring. It's just naturally coming up. And it's like the searches, you know what I mean? Warhammer painting, Gunpla painting, Warhammer 40k, painting Gunpla, Gundam painting. It's literally just like the perfect video to go viral. And I don't get it. I don't understand. You know? External sites provide to 0.1% of views, and that's for Discord, you know? The algorithm shifted, you're the one person that benefited. I just wish everything else would keep up, because like I said, the month is like, you got 2 million views and this one short that's 30 seconds long. It's got 2 million by, or 1.8 million by itself. What is going on? What is happening? I don't get it, but like I said, it's like, if it was bought views, it'd be 0.3, that'd be the 0.3 maybe. Or it's not, no YouTube promotion, no nothing. I just don't get it. And people are watching it, you know? 70% of people stayed to watch. You know? They watched it for 9,000 hours. 9,000. Do you know how many times I used to watch? It's like 2 million. Look at this curve. 60% of people are still watching. If the next video doesn't do well, YouTube will bomb your channel. Where are they watching from as well? 76% on mobile, understandable. 4% women. Shout out to the women. 40% in the United States. It's not even kids. It's not even children. It's 20 to 34-year-olds. It's the new boomers are watching. It's the new boomers, you know? It's the hecking doggo lovers and the Harry Potter enjoyers that are watching it. Mikey's I didn't buy views t-shirt is causing people to ask a lot of people questions answered by his shirt. I think it's funny that like last week we were looking at that fucking channel that was like using YouTube promotion. Then this week I'm like, guys, I got so many views. I got unlimited views and no games. But yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. I just don't understand. I mean, great. I love it. I made a couple of £100 off it. You know what I mean? Look at that. 99% not subscribed. Imagine if 1% of those had subscribed, my channel would triple. My channel numbers would triple if just 1% of people subscribed when they watched that video. Oh, imagine. But then the great thing is all my other shorts that keep catching up. You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing it crazy. But because of that, as you can see, all the most viewed videos this month, they're all short. So they're all... This is a new one. They're all old shorts. You know, this did well. That was last year. Like this one. This one. Well, let's talk about Warcry. That's suddenly gaining loads of... It's just like picked up for some reason. I don't understand. It's just constantly getting views. Damn, the monetization isn't even that bad for an accident. No, monetization on shorts is this shit. Monetization in shorts is this bad, yeah. 60,000 views, I got £7. It's just me saying that Warcry's a better... Warhammer... It's something about Warcry. Say Warcry's great, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, like fucking... Like, the top 10 videos... are all, like, I mean, 8 of them are shorts. So, and that, like I said, that's 2024. You know, 2021. And this one, that video came out in September. It was September. Can you believe? That was November. It's got another 40. This one's doing great. Steamforge loving life. Steamforge loving life. They wanted 5,000 views. They've got 220 on just one of them. Get in the shorts, mind. Yeah, I'm making shorts right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm just like lining up shorts for days. I'm like, what else do you want me to do? I'll do my one long form video a month and I'm a shorts guy now. Sadly, shorts don't make any money, so I can't afford to live if I don't make long form videos. But I don't understand why I've got 2 million views. This is the most views I've ever got in a month ever. Ever. This is it. I thought Henry Cavill got me a lot of views. He got 50,000 in 2 days. I'm getting 400,000. 400,000 every 48 hours. What the fucking shit? What in the shitting brick? You know? Like, look. 300,000 the past 48 hours. Can you believe? Isn't that crazy? Like, the comparison as well. I'm like, oh, these shorts are doing well. It's got 5,000, 300,000 in 2 days. YouTube's fucking weird, man. I wish I understood. Right, so if you see 19 capillary reaction videos from me in the next few months, okay? If I'm like every other day I'm posting a video where it's just panel liner, right? I just need you to watch the video twice, okay? And then like it. That's all I ask. I don't ask a lot of you. It'll be 1 minute of your time. I'll make it less than 30 seconds and you'll get internet cookie. Do you remember those millennials who are watching my videos? You get internet cookies points. Imagine how many more views you get by going right-wing grifting. Imagine how many fewer views I'd get if I sold out. Yeah, great, cool. What a great concept. What a great concept. If I completely sold out, if I sold my soul, I get so many views. Yeah. True. Wholly true. Anyway. There you go. Fun little side tangent. I don't know what's happening to my channel, but thank you if you did watch my... If you want to watch a short, please do. If fucking everybody would just watch all my shorts, that would probably work out okay. How many shorts are there about Adamec going woke and how Henry Cavill is mad about it? Fuck. Untapped market. Untapped market. Fuck it, my red Corsairs are using enamels. That's getting an enamel wash short. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the whole short. Just the wash going, and then 2 million views. It's in 6 months. That's the thing, though. It did great. I had to wait 6 months for it to explode, but it's exploding now. But yeah, it'll just be like some sad Attack on Titan music, some sad Jujutsu Kaisen music, and then painting Warhammer like it's Gunpla. And then I'll just keep doing that over and then I'll be like painting Gunpla like it's Warhammer. And then I'll do panel lining like it's Gunpla. Panel lining like it's scale model that copied Gunpla, you know, because everyone gets mad about that too. I feel like as soon as I imitate it though and I do the same video again, it'll get like 10 views. That'll be it. Pivot to Hope Core Shorts. I'll put my Titus helmet on. I'll be like, guys, to get a girlfriend, just be confident. Not everything's so bad. Stay a while. To grab a drink, take a smoke. It's okay. And then scroll when you're ready. And it'll be playing like AI medieval campfire music. Goddamn. Goddamn. Anyway, now we're going to make each other sad, because the video that got 1 million views in 2 weeks is Casually Explained that I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Casually Explained, because I think it's good content, and it's good React content as well. Stop! Stop! So let's have a look what Casually Explained's been up to. So it's called Casually Explained the Global Military Superpowers.
This video is sponsored by Saley. While we all know there's nothing we can do to improve our own lives and it's best left to whoever's in the White House, it's also the case that the people at the top of our institutional hierarchies have more than just the clamoring citizens to answer to, as they have real issues on the global stage they have to make worse. Meaning in order to actually understand the larger scale objectives of a nation, we have to zoom out and view every country like we're playing Civilization, and we're in charge of large-scale decision-making for the country's resources and political interests, rather than viewing the world as a citizen from that country. A good example of this is that in economics and politics, everyone says that America is the most powerful country in history, as they have the best...
But it's China. But it is China, chat. You know why? They make everything. They make everything. China, America spends the most on military. China makes everything. And it's quite funny. Without China, everybody falls over. But that's where China want to be. They want to, they've like sold out their, don't get me wrong, China does a lot of good things. They also do a lot of bad things, okay? But they sold out their labor so cheap that it's just moronic to go anywhere else. And then now everybody relies on China for everything. Anything that you use in your day-to-day life is probably has some sort of involvement with China with manufacturing. So I won't pronounce China like a pedophile. No, sorry. So yeah, that's why America's so scared. But it's too late. It's already too late.
Economics and politics, everyone says that America is the most powerful country in history, as they have the best technology and are the richest civilization of all time. Then immediately everyone in the comments says,
America, also America.
Well, I'm American and I'm not rich. And I'm sure that's correct, but observe how zoomed out I am on the map. I can't see you at all, meaning you are a trifling statistic to me. Similarly, what's clear...
America has such a terrible time right now with the K-shaped economy, where if you don't know what that means, basically, the poorer are getting poorer, but the richer are getting richer, which is why the stock market looks so good, but there are no jobs and everyone's getting laid off. The stock market goes up, basically... what they mean by a K-shaped economy, it's kind of like, here's your graph, you know, here's your graph of like wealth and like time, You know what I mean? So it's wealth. And then Thai maybe. And then it's like orange is like the poorest in the economy. And they're kind of like going like this. You know? These are the poor. So people are getting poorer. And then if this is the rich people obviously started up here. But they're going like this. You know? So it's called the K-shaped economy because it looks like a K. But basically, the stock market up, you know, OpenAI, AI Plug, Microsoft doing all their shit, all going up, number go up, stock market up. And then, yeah, the people, no jobs. No fire, I'm writing the pen's too thick, but it's like fire and then no rehire. You know, there's no jobs, but the stock market's going up because, like, investment's going up, you know? The Dow isn't actually that good. The stock markets in Europe and UK have all gone up as a percentage in the Dow. Yeah, definitely. But, like, the point is, like, the richer are getting richer and the poorer are getting poorer. So when people say, like, oh, look at the stock market, it's doing great, America's fine, they're forgetting, like, all of the poorest people are just having a worse time. So, like, yeah. Yeah, it's dumb.
On the map, I can't see you at all, meaning you are a trifling statistic to me. Similarly, what's clear both in real life and in video games is that the most significant threat to your empire is other nations enacting military force toward you while you're just trying to get your supply chain together to make light bulbs. For this reason, I wanted to look at the most powerful nations on Earth in terms of military might, which means looking at all 7 nuclear powers in the world, starting with the weakest and moving up to the strongest. To preface, I'm not going to be mentioning any countries in Africa or South America. This is because they don't have any nukes, meaning they don't matter or exist, so we can just delete those. This is how they do it in the Pentagon, by the way. First, we have our honorable mentions.
That is literally what they do. America only cares about other people with nukes. They don't. If you've got a nuke, they'll try and stop you having it unless you've got too many.
Which are countries that have no nuclear weapons but are still extremely formidable. Iran. Iran currently does not possess any nuclear weapons, but
They did a month ago.
recently was enriching uranium to levels above 60% in a facility 90 meters under a mountain. This was a bit suspicious and of course alarming to America's Department of Defense, because as the name implies, what America is defending itself from is another country possessing an object that its current arsenal couldn't destroy. Thankfully,
is it called the Department of Defense now? Is it called the Department of War? I wonder what their intentions are.
There's not yet such a thing. Just so you know, I wrote that description before they rebranded to the Department of War, which, let's be honest, if you thought America was ever defending itself from anything, the only technology they would need is an iron dome that shoots down Boeing 767s. Saudi Arabia. Unrelated, Saudi Arabia also has no nuclear weapons, but is still top 10 globally in terms of defense spending, and has a fairly strong diplomatic relationship with the United States and Bill Burr. To explain the political attitude of Saudi Arabia...
Sorry, that was good. I like that. That was very, very good.
Arab Emirates, you have to know a famous quote from the ruler of Dubai, which was, "My grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes, my son drives a Land Rover, his son will drive a Land Rover, but his son will ride a camel." This statement might sound like he's humbly stating from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations, but he's really saying, yeah, I'm just built different. Which pissed off his kids in the House of Saud, and now they all get chauffeured in solid gold Phantoms. Nevertheless, they've recognized they can't just print money from selling oil forever, and their current grand strategy is to transition their economy from a gas station to the hub center connecting Africa to Eurasia and become the economic center of the Middle East. Plus, after hyping up their plans to build a 170-kilometer-long city that is taller than the Empire State Building and was getting me excited for someone to actually do something cool but really stupid for once, they shockingly paused construction and were then like, maybe we can turn it into an AI data center instead.
Fucking hell, do you remember that? The fucking Line City? Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. I mean, all of this was just conceptually, but like, holy shit, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot that it was happening. I completely blanked that from memory. I want them to do it, but it's a shame they're not going to build it, but this is essentially just a giant city, allegedly. For some reason, just one big line. Don't worry about the wind. Don't worry about any sort of like natural disasters. No, nothing. Just pull everyone in a line on a mirror in glass. But if they're actually going to, fucking, yeah, they'll just be, it's just desert. Let's make it an AI data center and let's burn any other water we can get nearby, literally. You know? Fucking hell.
In the Empire State Building, and was getting me excited for someone to actually do something cool but really stupid for once. They shockingly paused construction and were then like, maybe we can turn it into an AI data center instead. Frankly, I'm pretty sure if you said to the Crown Prince, here's
Can't say, let's go to Saudi to do a line. Fuck's sake. The line's still being built, but only 1/100th. Is it going to be an AI data center? AI data center, that's the question.
my idea for a new super project, then slid him a photo of a gaming PC, he'd write you a blank check. On to the real list. Coming in at number 7 as the weakest nuclear superpower is Israel. This is because Israel has no nuclear weapons, as it has committed to keeping the Middle East denuclearized. But they have stated that while they have no nuclear weapons, if they were to come under a mortal threat, they would be forced to use them. After turning the Gaza Strip into the Gaza Strip of all previous civilization, their current geopolitical objectives are to deal with international social outrage over their use of brutal force over a weaker territory by using their enormous political and media influence to convince radicalized Americans that they don't have enormous political and media influence.
There's a funny shaped symbol on that guy's head, I just want to say.
Which is going about as well as you could expect. Number 6, North Korea. North Korea is estimated to have about 50 nuclear warheads, although they're far more...
I fucking love that. That's fucking hilarious. That's so good. That's so good. They definitely don't have any. Let's just forget how there's some nukes missing from the US. Yeah, literally. Fucking hell.
Expect. Number 6, North Korea. North Korea is estimated to have about 50 nuclear warheads, although they're far more powerful and effective than any other nation's nuclear warheads because Kim Jong-un personally guides each of their targets, always knows where they'll land, and never makes a strategic mistake. Their current geopolitical objectives at home are to continue launching ballistic missile tests over South Korea in order to further refine their capacity for strategic inaccuracy. Meanwhile abroad, the soldiers they sent to the Kursk region to help Russia wouldn't stop peacefully gooning to dancing girls after seeing the internet for the first time and have been sent home, likely undermining North Korea's credibility from the inside out with their tales from the free world. Number 5 and 4.
Holy based. Isn't that funny? The first time they got the internet, all they did was watch porn. Human nature, man. You can't escape it. Literally, the first time they were allowed out, they watched dancing girls and pornography and didn't do anything else. They're like, holy shit. Holy shit, it's not just North Korea. There's more to this world.
From the free world. Number 5 and 4, Pakistan and India. While even bigger in population than China with 1.45 billion people, India doesn't yet have anywhere near the wealth nor industry. Pakistan is much smaller in terms of population with about 250 million people, and even with half the GDP per capita at $1,500 US, it's...
They have black markets for South Korean drama shows. Do they actually? That's doesn't surprise me, but also equally as hilarious. Can you imagine going to the black market to watch like Coronation Street or something? You're like, you need the latest episode of EastEnders, so you got to go to the black market to get the next episode. I mean, we don't have a black market. It's kind of similar trying to find episodes of shit that you're not allowed to watch in the UK. You have to use VPNs. But yeah, it's naughty but not hyper legal. Whereas there, if you get caught, fuck knows what happens. Fuck me.
Still more than enough to secure strong borders around India, as both countries have about 200 nuclear weapons. Pakistan has significant trade and alignment with China, which allows China to strengthen their access through continental Asia and into the Middle East, whereas India is more aligned with the West, securing maritime trade and allowing them to bring you DoorDash anywhere in the world. Now we get to the top 3, which are considered the real major superpowers in the world.
They've been executing people in North Korea for watching Squid Game. Isn't that just like horrifying? You know? Especially because South Korea is basically the devil to them, you know? I did see a funny tweet, though, that was like North Korea having a female president before America is hilarious because Kim Jong-un has elected his daughter. Which is obviously, you know, puppet president. No, let's not lie about this shit. It's puppet president, but like it's just funny. It's just funny that it's like fucking North Korea of all places as a female president before in the US.
And a major jump up in power level from everyone else. Russia. Russia is by far the weakest of the 3 global superpowers, and frankly, even Western analysts were surprised when Russia invaded Ukraine and it went so poorly for them. Its greatest strength is its enormous abundance of natural resources and sheer landmass, meaning they have access to the Arctic Ocean, the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, and land trading routes to China, Europe hypothetically, and the Baltics. While obviously a shadow of the Soviet Union, a lot of analysts are downgrading Russia's superpower status even further, as their military capacities seem much weaker than previously thought, and Western sanctions mean they're extremely reliant and arguably at the mercy of China as a primary trade partner. While Russia isn't overwhelming in terms...
Yeah, that's why so many people are like talking about China right now. It's because they're basically single-handedly financing Russia to continue the war in Ukraine, because they're the only people that are basically left that are currently actually trading with them. You know what I mean? Chinese rise to Russia's most important trade partner. It's just like, obviously, like most of this is fallen. I mean, not a great deal, but it's fallen. And then it's just like China's just like skyrocketing because they're the only ones that are actually dealing with them right now. Everyone else is trying to avoid.
Mercy of China as a primary trade partner. While Russia isn't overwhelming in terms of...
Yeah, it was still buying gas, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's not a perfect world, no. But yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Strategic military power.
They were buying it from... Were they buying it from China? Or they're buying it from someone else who was buying it from Russia? So it's like we were just paying more for the same stuff and Russia was still benefiting. So it's kind of like we were just buying it from a third party who was then buying it from Russia, and it was just like, okay, cool, we've like achieved nothing, we're just spending more. So they may well have fucking bought it direct, you know what I mean?
They are basically unconquerable because they have 6,000 nuclear weapons, which is more than America. And so it's kind of like fighting a Voltorb who might just get pissed you're winning and at any moment self-destruct. At the moment, their grand strategy is unclear, as a lot of Western politicians have assumed Putin dreams of re-expanding their land empire towards the former borders of the Soviet Union, which is plausible at best and definitely unachievable in practice. Meanwhile, Putin says that pretty much all of Russia's military actions are not for conquest, but preemptive self-defense from the expansion of NATO. For people who are not aware what NATO is, if you ask a Westerner, we would say it's the political and military alliance formed between the United States and Western Europe after World War II that was then extended to more Eastern countries over time as they wanted trade relationships with the West and security guarantees for themselves after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the formation of a still threatening modern Russia to their east. This is of course my Western bias speaking, because you ask Putin what NATO is, he would say, Mordor. At any rate, it seems unlikely any further land conquest is going to occur after Ukraine, because what was supposed to be a quick little pro-gamer move that everyone was going to ignore ended up looking like this on the live conflict map in January 2023, and this is what it looks like 3 years later, so you can make up your own mind with...
When you put it like that, fuck me. You know? What an awful situation, don't get me wrong. But what a fucking waste of time. What a fucking waste of time he's done.
Looking like this on the live conflict map in January 2023, and this is what it looks like.
Time, money, and just people. You know what I mean? That should have probably been at the top of the list. The order of the list I just said wasn't in order of importance, but just like, what a waste, dude. Absolutely horrible situation, but what have you fucking achieved? It's literally nothing. You've just had loads of people killed for no reason. You've had loads of people killed, cities leveled, yeah, it's just for fucking... And you've gained basically nothing.
3 years later, so you can make up your own mind what that means. Number 2, China. China's biggest strength is turning their country from what was essentially an agrarian peasant society getting conquered by the Japanese.
3 years that resulted in a standstill, yeah. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fucking absolute disaster in terms of, like, the rubble and the result of the war, but like, fucking hell. What a waste.
Map in January 2023. The biggest strength is turning their country from what was essentially an agrarian peasant society getting conquered by the Japanese during one of their many angry phases in the 1930s into the largest industrial economy in the world and second largest GDP in quite literally 40 years. They have a population of 1.4 billion and a GDP per capita of $13,000, which is absolutely absurd given its size and where they started. A common sentiment you'll hear online is that China actually only has a population of 800 million, but then you ask for evidence and they're like, well, some Japanese scientists measured their annual salt consumption and it was lower than expected. Which is complete nonsense, because my grandma's Japanese, and if you said, yeah, Chinese salt consumption is about 2/3 of what we expected, what do you make of that? She would have said, make a lot of sense, Jamie. Chinese don't know how to cook properly. Nevertheless, what makes China frightening is that because of their export economy, they have a massive industrial capacity. They have similar numbers of tanks and warships to the US, albeit smaller ones, and their air force and overall system technology are far worse. But in terms of shipbuilding, China has a gross tonnage capacity of over 230 times the US and produced over 1,000 commercial ships last year, and America made about 8. Not 1,000, the number 8. And in case you think that isn't a problem, it's Chinese commercial shipyards that also make the destroyers. Currently, China's next big...
That's the thing. They can, because they become the manufacturing giant of the world. That's just me rocking. Because they become because they are the manufacturing giant of the world. It's just they can just produce stuff so much faster, and that's why everyone's scared of them. You know. Ultimately, I don't know what China's global plans are, obviously, but it just feels like they just want to distance themselves to the US because, you know, why wouldn't they? You know. It's just, I think most countries right now are trying to distance themselves from the US, but they just don't want to be like reliant on the US dollar. They want their currency to be like the global, what do you call it? The global reserves, because the minute it being the dollar, it's just scary. It's just really, it was always kind of weird. That's basically since World War II. It's just been the US, the reserves, the global reserves have always been the US dollar. So whenever people trade, they convert it to dollars, and then that's a price of thing. I think China wanted it to be their currency, obviously, but they also just want to be out of the dollar. So yeah, Taiwan is probably what they want. That's probably like would make the most. Not that I agree with it. That's probably what they've made pretty clear. But ultimately, that's because of AI and microchips, you know what I mean? That's why there's so many places in the US that are trying to copy what Taiwan's doing. Taiwan being so close to them, they want it to be part of China, but also just like asset-wise, they want it to be... it's where like microchips are being made, basically. It's one of the few places that they can actually make chips for graphics cards for AI. It is, well, not just that, but everything, basically. So, yeah.
Move is most likely the annexation, aka reunification with Taiwan, because to be frank, it's literally right there. And when China was like, hey, can we buy the really good computer chips from you? America was like, well, obviously not. That wouldn't benefit us at all. But like, imagine if Vancouver Island was its own country and had the best oil reserves in the world, and America was like, hey, can I buy some? And Vancouver Island was like, no, we use Chinese wellheads, so we only sell them the good stuff, but you can have the shitty oil we sell to everyone else. If that happened, I can assure you that I would be getting bombarded with freedom and democracy against my will well within 24 hours. So while I'm rooting for Taiwan, if you add on the fact that there are American military bases in Japan and South Korea, and they have access to bases in the Philippines, China's only way of securing clear access to the Pacific Ocean is Taiwan. Meaning, it's not looking so great for the little guy right now. Number 1.
Basically what I said. He said it better. I also wonder if Japan might do something crazy given their new political situation. Yeah, potentially. Very scary place at the minute. Everywhere's a scary place now. But this is just the fun of leading up to another world war. That's all we're at, sadly.
The West and partners. You already knew we were number 1 because I don't want to become the 51st state. The Western Alliance of NATO and its homies post-World War II is essentially what everyone watching this video will have grown up and experienced and is likely currently living within. Our greatest strength is by far our enormous wealth and prosperity gained from free trade and cooperation. This came about because post-World War II, once everyone basically agreed to get along with each other instead of making world wars in every 2-decade tradition, this allowed the proliferation of the American global banking system called the Eurodollar, which was kind of like a banking telecom network throughout the world, allowing the proliferation and trade of the US dollar in Europe, Japan, and then basically everywhere else. Because
that's what I said.
Because of the West's perception as a liberal, rules-based democracy centered around free and fair trade, everyone trusted the currency and began using it, then saving it to use later as a reserve, resulting in what people call the US dollar reserve currency system. Even today, 58% of all global reserves are in dollars, 50% of all trade is done in US dollars, and 90% of all foreign exchange is in dollars as well, which allows immense privilege in terms of global influence. You can sort of think of it like how the global language of business is English. Europeans speak to Europeans in English, except Italians. Educated Chinese students learn English, and if you want to have a successful international career, you essentially must learn English. That means for people born into it, you don't have to do any work, and you get all the rewards. If your hopes and dreams are to be successful in music, film, tech, finance, business, or professional political streaming, you have access to the largest markets right away. When you're thinking of your dream career, the first step for nearly all Westerners is thinking, but what if I fail and people make fun of me? But for everyone else, the first thing they have to do is learn a completely different language to fluency and then move to a different country. This is essentially the same privilege as the US dollar in that it has a global monopoly on banking and trade, meaning the currency that you create is the currency everyone uses, not just your citizens. So you can pull the levers of not just national, but global monetary and fiscal policy in your favor if you hypothetically had any idea what those levers did. With that said, currently the geopolitical grand strategy of the West is in complete disarray, because prior to Trump 2.0, both the Democrat and Republican plan was essentially to maintain the pre-existing Western rules-based order in conjunction with its allies in Europe and Asia, with only...
And this is what everyone's talking about when it says, like, the world order's over, because everybody prior to this administration in the US is kind of like been trying to keep the status quo, to retain being the US reserve, retain being a global superpower, and just kind of benefiting from everyone else trading with their currency, because the more people that are trading, the more valuable the US dollar is worth, so the US benefits from it all, because essentially they were the ultimate middleman for everything for so many years after World War II. And then this administration has decided to throw a lot of that out of the window. And it makes you laugh because, like, I tweeted a few times when Donald Trump was, I think I was in Japan at the time, when Donald Trump became president, and I just tweeted something like Donald Trump. And then loads of people had a go at me saying, well, you don't even live here, it's nothing to do with you, where the US has so much jurisdiction over everything that everybody in NATO does, or in the, at least... like the Western world. They're such a global superpower that everything that they do is extremely important, and people like outside of the US don't have any control over it. They just have to deal with it and butter up or whatever. But when people, there's a lot of things, a lot of videos that I'm seeing that are like the world order's over, or there is a new world order in town or whatever, like that sort of type of YouTube titling or article titling, that's what they're referring to. It's that the US... There's so many talks of like Canada, like Mark Carney did a great speech about like how all of the middle powers should band together and exclude the greater powers such as China and the US, because whilst everyone's bunning up to the big guy, all the little guys have no leverage, or if all the little guys band together, then they'll have more leverage against the other ones. That's kind of like what people are, that's the way I think the world is, or not the world is going, but like what the... people like the German Chancellor, I think it is, who kind of said the other day, they had like a big meeting with like Keir Starmer and like JD Vance and stuff. They had a big thing the other day, and it was like, we should all band together. Mark Carney's kind of saying it in Canada. So the new world order in the eyes of some governments is kind of like the smaller countries banding together, like Europe, as with Europe basically. The UK, Japan, etc., banding together, excluding the US, excluding China, and seeing how it goes. That's what it feels like, as far as my understanding. Anyway, I'm not an expert, that's for sure.
Pocketed military intervention as fires needed putting out, or some perhaps slightly imaginary threats emerged. Even now, it's still not clear what the new hard-right grand vision is, or if there even is one. But if you read some of the partially human thinkers that seem to be whispering in Trump's ear, and you really interpret it generously, it would seem the basic premise is, we have to stop languishing and twiddling our thumbs as China becomes a threat to our position as global superpower. We need domestic industrial capacity to come back because we have no way to build our critical industry technology and volume if they decouple their economy from us. America shouldn't use our resources to be the protectorate militarily of Europe. They have the resources now to do it themselves. And America will establish political security over Central America, locking down a soft border for the entire northern continent, while using bases on Greenland to secure the Arctic shipping lanes, which are now open nearly year-round since polar ice has retreated in the last 50 years. Not because of climate change, though, that doesn't exist. On paper, it's not like there's anything that unusual about the plan. It just represents a particular form of extremely hawkish foreign policy. The problem really is the not on paper part, which is using forceful executive powers to manipulate your allies while demolishing any pre-existing trust and goodwill, then circumventing all democratic political channels to achieve it as fast as humanly possible, causing massive social upheaval in your own country and the world. And all of this is while defying the entire fundamental basis of the Western alliance in the first place, which is ironically destroying the social cohesion and resulting trade and finance empire that made America great post-World War II. From everything I've looked at, pretty much everyone seems to either think that America is trying to intentionally disconnect and isolate itself from Europe and its allies in an act of ultra-nationalist self-suicide combined with an economic Cold War with China, or that they're finally using strong-arm tactics to concentrate executive power and accelerate decision-making, allowing them to bring back real military strength, security, national identity, and industrial power to a stagnating Western empire. Frankly, I don't think anyone has any idea because everyone I read on the topic just keeps getting every prediction wrong, and if I were playing your boy Donald in a grand strategy game, I'd be very confused, and all I do is keep a very wide berth to protect my light bulbs. But the good news is that at the very least, if you can get past the lying, the corruption, and Rape Island, the characters this season have been the best written I've ever seen. Unlike...
It has been a crazy political time, and it's just, I think the craziest thing is just how long something lasts in the news cycle. I think that's the wildest thing. You know, there was like, from the Epstein files, there's like evidence of like, or as far as I understand, there's evidence of like Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, and Steve Bannon all working together to topple the current sitting Prime Minister of the UK, Theresa May, and nothing's come of it. No news, no articles, no nothing. You know, there's absolutely no news about that has come out from this evidence of that happening. And then there's evidence of, you know, everything else that's been accused outside of outside the UK and the US, such as, you know, paedophilia, you know, God knows what sort of circuits, God knows what sort of treatment of people, God knows so what sort of thing, it may have even been eating. And like, they're just trying to like push it. I mean, the Epstein files they're not going to go away, but there's things in there that are kind of like, this happened. Oh, by the way, now this happened. And it just feels like, oh, it's just daily news. That's what's like crazy. It's just like, this is just the news now, and then something else will happen tomorrow. You know, it's just absolutely fucking wild.
Politics of back in my day, which was mostly about either having elite level charisma or just being born into the ruling class, winning on being relatable or hot, and then having absolutely no idea what you're doing. Some people are like, yeah, but Jamie, this isn't Game of Thrones. This is the real world. It could end with you dying in a nuclear war. Which always makes me think, nah, I'm down. Now, unlike NATO, what shouldn't be collapsing is your access to an allied network of telecom towers giving you affordable access to cell phone coverage wherever you travel to. With today's sponsor, Saley, you can ensure just that.
Good video.
Saley allows you to download an eSIM onto your phone.
Good video. What's your code?
Physical one when you travel. And instead, you can simply purchase a data package from them wherever you go.
Saley's actually really good as well. I use it when I go to Japan.
Traveling to Greenland, to
Jokes aside, actually really good.
Venezuela for a cheap holiday.
Not great with a VPN. I will say Saley's pretty bad with the VPN. I didn't have a great time with it.
Taiwan, so you can free solo a skyscraper before there's a Chinese naval blockade. Saley's got you covered. They might not actually have you covered in the case of those particular places in those particular times, but you know what I mean. Whether you're looking to get coverage for one country or a whole region, Saley has packages available for all of them. Code
there you go. Use code casually. We'll give him the free shout out since I just watched his whole video. Use code casually for a 50% discount. Saley. He's actually really good. So great video for Casually Explained. It's I like videos like that because one, it makes you realize that I know a lot that's going on. It makes me realize that I've got a rough understanding of what's going on in the world. But two, it's just maybe you don't know, or maybe you're just curious. It's a fun way to like break it down. So the Wayfair thing was real. That's what blows you away. Like, it's some crazy conspiracy on a furniture website. Was it actually? I didn't realize it's on a furniture website. But a lot of the weird thing is a lot of the conspiracies that you've heard about, it's actually true, except for flat Earth. Except for flat earthers. That's the one that's kind of like the one that is like, oh, actually, this one isn't true. They're buying and selling kids as flat pack furniture. Right, okay. Yeah, that's what I've also heard. So I quite like infographics for the same reason. Yeah, it's nice to kind of like feel like you actually understand what's going on. Whether that's helps you or not, I don't know. Whether it's actually worth doing for my mental state, I don't know. Didn't take you as a round earther disappointed. There are flat earth conspiracy theories all around the globe. Yo, a game night doing a Dawn of War IRL? Fucking everybody's done this now.
Alex, do you want to take us through your opening strategy?
That's it, we're on a brand new planet. What to do? We got to start building. First thing I do, I build a barracks. I need troops.
Have we got a close-up with the servitors coming in and putting it together?
Beep, boop.
My life is hell.
They love it.
I live to serve.
I live to serve.
Alex, do you want to take us through your opening strategy?
Brilliant. I'm so glad I did. I spent 3 weeks painting all that terrain and then ditched the idea. Good video from Casually Explained, though. Very good. Very, very good. Anyway. Chat, I don't have much else for you. Zob's update first. Zob's took the idea from me. He asked me what I was working on. I showed him. He was like, that's so cool. Where'd you get it from? I was like, I'll get it from here. And then I was working on it, and then he did it first. So... I can show you the DMs if you want. I love those flat earthers that disprove their own theory on camera. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's just funny that every single fucking theory coming real, bar that one. That's just the funniest meme. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about all I've got for today. I'm trying to look see if there's anything else in case it came up. Unless you guys have got any other stories you want me to talk about or anything else you want to think about. I think that's about everything. Chat, I think I will be going to Adepticon as well. So I'm excited to go there. I'm a bit worried about going there, don't get me wrong. But I think I will be going to Adepticon this year with a company to do some work. But I'm hopefully going to be able to... I think they're going to do like 11th edition previews there. I imagine they're going to do... That's why they're going to announce 11th edition at Adepticon. There's no other big events between Adepticon and June for them to announce anything. So I think that might be quite interesting to see. But if anyone's ever been to Adepticon, let me know what I should expect. I'm a bit... I mean, it's going to be like UK Games Expo, but American, right? I just don't know what to expect now. So... that's where we're at the minute. I'm going for work. It's not selling out. I need to get paid. POV cam, you're playing a demo of 11th edition. Break their game on reveal. Yeah, probably. I'll try. I'll definitely try. I can't wait. It's going to be so funny. It's going to be so funny when I get hold of those rules and absolutely destroy them. You should hit up tabletop minions at the end of the battle. Yeah, I should. It'd be cool to meet them. I've met met tabletop minions in 2020 when I was nobody. But I was like, thanks, bro. You're great. In before Mikey gets detained on his way into the States. Yeah, probably. That's cool. I know you ain't sure about it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go, chat. I think it's a good opportunity to go. Forget that the fact that you're in the US and enjoy it as Adepticon, you know what I mean? Try and, like, forget that it is actually in the US and just go. I'm not going to be going anywhere else. I'm just going to be the convention as well, you know what I mean? I've got to get in first, though. If I have to apply for a visa and they want 5 years of my 5 years of my social media, then I'm sure if they don't let me in, they'll let me know. Yeah, I do literally have white privilege, don't I? So I think I'm less worried about going than someone else might be. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So that's the end of March, I think. So it's like con season, like every week in a few weeks. There's like ChillCon, then there's it's like ChillCon, then Adepticon, then Bandai Card Fest, Bristol Regionals for Gundam, then Salute, then UK Games Expo. It's an extremely busy few weeks from March. Or like mid-March. That'll take me right up until fucking June. And then it'll be 11th edition. That's so quick. That's like no time at all, is it? You know? They've been actively scraping our social media over here, so Peter in Reddit for user info and such. Yeah. It is a weird place. I just hope they just tell me I can't get in before I get on the plane. That's what I'm hoping. You know? But yeah, I think it'd be a shame. I don't want to like lose a relationship with this company just because of that, sadly. You know? That's kind of like my priority to continue working with them. And they're going, so I'm a bit like, well, if I'm going with the company, hopefully they'll look after me. I might actually be working this salute for the first time in 5 years. I haven't got a tournament that weekend to get out of working. Yeah, you have to do some work, mate. You have to do some work. But yeah, so like in March I'm gonna go to London as well. I'm gonna go get my pin badge. I'm gonna get my final pin badge. Because DOA's getting me this month, and then I'll have 6 of 7. So then I'll have to go to London to Gundam Base to do that. Fuck, I'm so busy. I want a day off, chat. Chat, I just want 1 day off, please. I just want 1 single day off. Please, for the love of God. Anyway, I'm going to go make some capillary reaction shorts. I need to go make some capillary reaction shorts now. I can't do anything else. That is all you're going to see from me for the next few months. Nearly getting that 10. Pins are going to look so nice and neat in it. Yeah. I can't wait to... I'll do a video about it. I'll do a video going to get it. Or maybe a short with some capillary action in the bottom so you can keep interested. But yeah, I can't wait to find out that I fucking spent all this time and effort and money. And thankfully DOAG helping out, which has made it cheaper because I now have to spend £100 on the train every month. The fucking will hopefully get something half decent. So I'm gonna go do that, chat. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you all, and I'll catch you not this Friday. I'm doing a tournament. I'll try and do another stream either Saturday or I might do one tomorrow. Appreciate you all. I'll catch you later. Love you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out.